The checkup of the.
Yeah.
Who's asking?
I don't know. You press some buttons over there, so
What does that have to do with anything?
nothing. But you could always press on my buttons every once in a while. You're holding me like a singer. What are you, Celine Dion?
How is that? You put something on my buttons, baby.
Pushing on my buttons,
Pushing on my buttons, baby.
Mm-hmm. Who sung that though? Is that Fergie?
The Pussycat Dolls.
Oh, they did.
The Pussycat Dolls.
I don't know. They came and went, didn't they?
Yeah, they kind of did.
Yeah, they're so hot, and then all of a sudden, ba-bow.
Pew, 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 pew. That's kind of loud.
So you can hear it. Welcome back
to this show that we have.
Welcome on. No,
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Joe's like, no, sir.
we got Ray stuck over
one
here.
rule.
He's feeling great.
I'm like, what is...
You gotta get up here though. You gotta get up here. Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry.
It's been a while.
I'm used to being loud, so.
Yeah.
Oh, he's used to like the top quality recording stuff. You know?
Yes.
Not our
Oh,
stuff. Not our
yeah,
The
stuff.
HD
that's what it is.
audio.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Here we go. Welcome one, welcome all to episode 87 of the None of Our Business podcast. We are your hosts, Keenan Duncan, CNN Duckaroos, C-Section, C-Notice, C-3PO, C4, C, your way out of here, Keenan Duncan. Today we have a very special returning guest, Ray Day, Ray of Sunshine, Rey Ramirez.
I was hoping for one more.
Oh, what was it?
No, it was from you.
Oh,
What?
No, it's good.
He's-
You're good, man.
Right.
I feel like it's forced now.
God.
It's all good. No, it's all good.
Damn it,
I just kind of, I
we gotta change the whole change up. We gotta start.
again.
Watch,
See?
that's it. We're done.
See,
We're done. It's the last
I
episode.
can't do anything right. I
The-
can't
the
do
Ray.
anything right.
And I'm
We're
Joe.
I can do
over.
that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can do that too.
Okay.
I'm Joe. I'm
I
Joe.
can't.
We're done. I mean, you're one of our best critics. So whatever you say goes, and
Yeah, man.
let's just throw in the towel, man.
Suck,
Call
man.
it.
This is
I'm a horrible people. I don't know.
So again, for the third week in a row, our guest had to reschedule.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We
Um,
won't name names.
We won't name names.
No.
So luckily, we just happen to have Ray.
Yes.
Ray was ready to go.
First alternate.
It's a flashback
Yeah,
episode.
you know, we had to call an audible here. We had to
Yeah.
call an audible.
Yeah.
You know, he was ready to sub in. He was like, "Put me in the game, coach. I'm ready."
Techno Bowl,
Like Deion
super Hail
Waiters.
Mary pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Deion Waiters.
Bubble cheese.
Hey, how did he do yesterday?
He's not playing.
He's not, right?
He's not. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh.
why.
I don't know.
J.R. Smith's playing somehow.
I have, but
I
he played
mean-
in game 2.
Who?
Deion.
Dion?
Yeah.
He must have made it like a really. Oh,
He didn't do
towards
anything.
The end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do much.
Yeah, the game was over by then.
Listen,
Call it quits.
we lost today.
It's all right.
And by we, I mean the Clippers.
The clip
Oh,
clips.
yeah.
But you know what?
Fuck, I hate
I'm
that
not
this-
mad at that loss because, I mean,
You should be.
Luka's a fucking beast.
He's a fucking beast, bro. But you should be, because you guys apparently have like you're supposed to
All-stars.
have a
We have-
historic squad. Like
We do have a
Kawhi and Paul George is supposed to be like the fucking second coming of like Zeus meets like.
But apparently Luka's Jesus, you know. So
Oh shit! You have Zeus and you have Jesus. Damn.
he's the prodigy.
Jesus
dude. Look
meets
at him.
Zeus, bro.
Luka's a beast, man.
Dude, Luka is fucking.
He was
nice.
just
He's so
gosh,
nice.
it upset me so much. Like
Well, you can't
How
carry the
good he
whole
is.
team. I mean, just no
he
matter how
was
good
carrying
he is.
the whole
He
team.
Okay,
is.
well, I mean, okay.
Like Porzingis literally went down, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna need you to carry the whole team."
We're gonna
And he
need
was
you
like,
to step it up.
He's
He's
like,
like, all
"All
right,
right."
43.
He's like,
Boom.
fine. I mean, I've only sprained the same ankle twice.
Yeah.
He
But it's all
literally,
good.
literally scored a third of total points.
Okay.
A third of the total points.
Well,
he scored.
didn't they expect that the same of LeBron when he was in his golden years? Like he's carrying the team kind of thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
he still
or is that
carries
just
the team. What are you
okay?
talking
Yeah,
about?
but
He still carries the team.
Well,
but the expectation.
well,
Come on.
Well,
He hasn't played-
there's
he
a guy
hasn't
named
played that
Anthony
great.
Davis that might say, I mean, he scored 10
Come
points
on,
the game
player,
before
come
last.
on.
He scored 10 points. He scored
Yeah,
10
he
points.
hasn't. He hasn't really showed.
He had a
up in the
triple
Okay.
double,
playoffs.
but he scored.
Yeah.
He's been off. Something's I don't know. Maybe
I-
the family.
Maybe
I don't
he's
know.
getting old.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
no, he's definitely getting old.
Well,
That
wasn't he
is-
supposed to quit?
But it's
then-
amazing. Like, okay, again, I don't like LeBron James.
Okay.
But I cannot talk about his work ethic because
Yeah, no.
that motherfucker's a beast. Like,
Yeah,
for sure.
he's like
On the
the
court,
fact
off the
that
court.
he's what 37.
He's 1 year older than
Yeah,
us.
he's 1 year older. than
Jesus,
us.
what are
He's
we doing with our lives?
37
Fuck.
and is 17th year in the league, and he's a fucking beast. Like
Oh, yeah,
he's
but then-
still.
But it still kind of goes back to the same thing that's made him the beast he is, which is like he's a fucking physical specimen.
He really
The
is.
dude,
though.
yeah, he was like 14
He's
years
built.
old, and he was built like a 23-year-old
Yeah,
dude.
he's been built,
That,
and
like, had, like, a
the
gold-
years
like,
have
gold
only
membership.
strengthened him.
Okay,
Honestly,
okay.
like he's only become bigger and just
Yeah.
like he's a
just
fucking
he's a
bust.
physical specimen. Like his big thing was learning to shoot,
Like I
like
don't
becoming a basketball player.
like I don't know what the Nazis were thinking,
Oh shit.
but
Oh.
black dudes built as fuck. Like there is no better specimen.
Joe's on some heavy
Oh man, this is like
stereotype.
All I'm saying is
Is it
the
because of the
Nazis had the
Olympics?
wrong idea. If
Oh
they were
my
trying
God.
to, if we were trying,
we beat the Nazis in the Olympics.
That's what I'm saying though. Like
Yeah.
black people are built like. And
but
I don't want to get into it too far because I'm gonna sound like
Well,
really
Joe,
weird.
here I'll
This
show
is going
you.
off on a weird tangent. I was not prepared for. I'm not gonna lie. I was not
We went from
prepared.
basketball to Nazis.
Yeah,
Hey,
well, I heard
here I
Nazis
am.
and-
I've arrived.
There we go.
Welcome, Joe.
And that's
None of our
when the
business.
whiskey hit.
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, LeBron is a fucking.
So
You want the master race? There
Oh,
it is.
shit. So you both can agree that there is a player that not so much is expected, but can carry a team. Legitimately, like
given.
there's
That's
no.
proven.
I thought you two had this mentality of like, oh, if they think they can carry the team, that's just a high ego that they have. They're just
no,
acting
there
like.
there are certain players out there who are just the
The
guys.
goats.
Well, because
Okay.
basketball is different. Because in basketball, one guy can literally affect an entire franchise, like from one season to the
Okay.
next. Like
Okay.
you
Look
plug-
at Kobe. Look at Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those types of players. Not that's not a lot of players, but there are those players that you plug him like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, those guys. If you plug
Okay,
you plug Steph Curry into the Miami Heat, and
They'll
they're
become
probably
champions.
title
Okay,
contenders at
okay.
least. With
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler
absolutely.
and the Hero Kid and all that, and Bam and all that. Yeah, I mean, they got a nice team, but yeah, you throw Steph Curry in the mix and it kind of
you're a
jumps
playoff
up a notch.
contender for sure, for sure.
Okay.
But
But
yeah,
man, Luka's just
yeah, man.
So
Luka
they're
did
out.
it.
They're out of the game.
That's actually the
not
series that I was looking at the heaviest because I was like, damn, man, like the Mavericks are like Luka is not like I've seen him play. I've seen games, highlights from overseas and stuff like that, and he's been playing with adults for the last like 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's not even like
and
this
he's
is, like,
only
the first
22.
time.
Dude.
So you mean
Like,
overseas? Like he's playing in. Like,
yeah, he's from
I think he's Polish or something like that.
is it
I believe so.
Doncic?
Okay.
I think-
Ukrainian?
Let's see.
Hey, if you're looking at me, man, all I did was go to college. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, so you mean your degree has no worth? Oh, got it.
Damn it, Keenan.
Thanks so much for that. Hey,
like-
where's he from?
Yeah,
He
he's from the
plays for
Dallas
Mavericks.
Mavericks. Yeah, he's been
So,
around there.
Even Google
Yeah.
does it now, guys.
Oh, really? Wow. That's
yeah,
a first.
Yeah, no,
Google.
no, Google knows,
Slovenian.
Google knows. Slovenia, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slovenia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Used to be Czechoslovenia. Now it's Slovenia. We're only half.
I can't see
How
my
do you
act-
do that?
Yeah,
I have
man.
no idea.
Honestly,
it does
I'm
that.
envious of people who can just throw it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Off the
Oh
top.
shit! Wait,
What?
something just happened. I think the Raptors won.
Who? Who are they?
The
I don't care
Raptors.
about the East until they face
Oh, yeah.
until they face us in the
Yeah,
final.
Nothing really matters.
Shit!
What?
What is that? Holy shit!
Look at
Okay,
that
I'm-
score, dude.
150 to 122.
150 to
Damn.
120. There is
They
no
were playing-
defense there.
Oh, they stopped playing. See, I know what happened.
Towards
See,
the end, they just
so
give it up.
It
That's
was
a-
so
that's
hot
a
out there. They
sweep
said,
right
you know what?
there.
Let's not
Oh,
even play. Let's just jump on 2K right now.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just play on 2K.
Which they could do if it's legit COVID. Like you want to protect the players, have the players
Somebody
load
had
up
it,
2K, and then they play themselves.
Somebody tested positive, so
God.
say, hey, this game's got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, because the Raptors are going to win regardless, so can we just beat them
They
whichever
can
way?
do it. They'll do it like an esport. They'll be in their arena. They'll be in their tables, and they'll play as themselves in the game.
Nick Nurse, he won Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
No,
but-
Yeah.
he should have.
You really think so?
Oh, yes. Come on, dude.
What makes it? What
he
makes
lost.
it?
He lost Kawhi Leonard, arguably
And
the
still
best
made
player
it,
in the NBA, and his team is still the best team in the
Here's
NBA.
the thing.
Well,
I don't know about being the best team in
after
the NBA.
they gave Kawhi pretty much the majority of the credit for them winning the championship.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well,
I think of the East like the number 1 seed in the East. I think of them equivalent to the 8th seed in the West.
No, you know what?
shit.
Nah, they earned it last year, man. They earned it.
damn.
That's what Kawhi did.
Joe, you giving them some?
I mean, I would have said that to you after last season, but after watching them play this year,
season,
I
yeah,
mean, they're
okay.
a good. They're a nice squad.
No, I'm not saying that they're not a great team.
I still feel confident with the Lakers though. If AD just sucks it the fuck up and lines up at the 5. If he lines up at the 5 for 48 minutes, bro, it's.
I don't think he will.
No, he might not. We might not need him.
And
to,
now he has that
but
shoulder shit.
He's had
He's,
that shoulder shit.
he's talking about like I know, but you don't want to talk about the shoulder shit in the playoffs.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Like yeah, even if he's had it, like now you don't want to say, oh well, it's my shoulder.
Yeah,
you have a big ass ice pack.
I'll give you a perfect example of that. Since it is Kobe Bryant's birthday,
Okay.
Happy birthday, Kobe.
Happy
Feliz
birthday,
cumpleaños. There's a game where he like dislocated his finger and he went over
Right.
to Gary Vee.
Just got to reset.
And he just
went
he
back
went over
out.
Like
there.
they just popped it out?
and he just popped it back in. And you see Kobe literally go from like to as soon as it popped back in, he just like turns and he's got like nothing.
Like Terminator
nothing
shit?
was wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
Like,
just
just-
like, all right, cool, boom.
Like you, if you didn't see what happened before that, you
Yeah.
were just like, oh, Kobe's
Yeah.
mad.
And this
Damn.
shit, it just happened to. Shit, it just happened to somebody.
know.
Wait, somebody else got their finger?
Somebody dislocated the finger.
Yeah, I kind of feel.
Fuck, who was it?
Are you sure it's not the game we just saw last night when you were watching on your phone?
No,
that
it
was his
two
ankle.
nights ago. It was 2 nights ago. Fuck, who was it? Somebody just
I don't know, but, like,
dislocated their shit. Maybe
Doncic
it
fucking
wasn't
like
Jimmy.
dislocated his
It was-
ankle.
Oh no, he didn't. Shut
He
the
just
fuck
like he hopped all the way back to the locker
See,
room.
that's what we watched. That's what we saw.
I was,
Yeah.
you know what I was thinking? The whole time I was thinking Paul Pierce. I was like, this motherfucker has to take a leak or something. Because then he
Well-
came back out and he was just like jogging around like nothing.
They
ever
gave him
happened.
some drugs.
Fuck, I don't know, man. I hate Paul Pierce, bro. That shit was sick as fuck, though. Especially after Montrez went and called him a pussy ass white boy and all that. You know.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, that
fucking
shit was.
shit.
Somebody was talking shit on Twitter for Luca and tagged Montrez. Oh, Kendrick Perkins was like laughing it up, and there was a bunch of dudes tagging fucking Montrez. On,
And then they hugged it out like right before.
yeah, they
the
were
game.
cool. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I thought that whole shit was kind of over.
It was over. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was blown out of proportion.
This is gonna be the noob sports edition.
I know.
Well, I have some questions for Ray because I brought him up in the car, but I wanted to save it from here.
Noob Jam.
Well, Ray hasn't been on in a long
Boom
time.
shakalaka.
It's been a while.
No, we talked about that.
Yes.
Let him go. Let him debate it. We already had this.
The
conversation.
last episode you were on was the Friendsgiving.
yeah,
Ah.
November, man.
But-
That was a year ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a year ago.
But he was here for his
Oh,
podcast.
You're good, man.
I'm good. Oh yeah, you were here.
Because we were talking about it, and I was like, no. I was like, you guys came on after the fact.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was after.
after the
yeah,
fact.
on
Yeah.
AFT.
Yeah, but I just felt like it was a
No, the
new
last time he was
podcast.
on ours was
Yeah,
was
legit.
Friendsgiving.
The
Yeah.
one with the most
Guest giving.
What was it called?
It was
What's
a
the name
pretty
of that?
highly rated.
What's the name of
episode,
that? The Miracle on Ice. So that was the Miracle,
Miracle on
on audio.
Miracle on Audio.
Remember that editing job I did on that? I'm just
Oh,
saying that.
it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal.
Wait, you
That-
edit that
RIP
audio out
AFT.
first?
Man, no. Remember I edited that podcast down for
Oh, that's right. That's right.
3
Yeah.
hours or something.
It was, dude.
And there was like so much extra content. I was like,
Dude, it was like that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work for us. That's not gonna work.
I
yeah.
was like, that was way too
And
long.
I was thinking
Yeah.
like, yo, we had some great stuff that you
Yeah.
just cut off.
yeah.
Well, a lot of it was
But-
honestly was just like a lot of like
Back and forth.
Me and,
There was a lot of banter.
me and Keenan specifically.
Yeah.
Just like, shut the fuck up, Keenan. Shut up, Ray.
Eat my ass.
I was like, damn, how many? This must be like a record on how many times.
It's like
He
he
did
was
shots.
no. Ray decided, you know what? All this non-sports shit, I'm just gonna like just scrap. And it's mostly Keenan and I. So
but
fuck
a
it.
lot of the episode was about Batman.
Oh,
We
What?
talked about Robert
Right, we
Pattinson,
did.
which is actually kind of coincidental because
he's-
the trailer
I
just
just saw it.
came out.
I just saw
Came
it.
out. What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's got my attention.
Right?
He's
Right?
got my attention.
Dude.
But the thing is, it's also still DC, which worries me.
It looks very.
I'm not too
DC
worried anymore.
always feels like they butcher it.
No,
Really?
you know what? Here's the
I
thing,
haven't
though.
liked a lot of
The
this stuff.
fact that they let Zack Snyder release his cut
Oh, that's also. I was like, is this a
it's
new
telling
one?
me it's telling me that
Hands
DC's
off.
like, you know what? We fucked up by trying to control all of this.
Uh-huh.
Y'all go to work.
Look.
Okay.
Because now James Gunn did the new Suicide
I'm
Squad.
not gonna. But that I'm not gonna watch.
You're not gonna watch that?
Dude, I thought the first one was terrible.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, like really.
Yeah,
bad.
but it's
Okay.
a completely different team now.
So there's another Suicide
Directing.
Squad.
James Gunn is directing
I
it.
kinda-
He's the guy that did
All
Guardians
right,
of the
look,
Galaxy.
This is
Yeah.
what I'm willing. Let's negotiate. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Let's find a common place here. So I'm
loving
working on
this.
this.
That's
I'm working
great.
my wife's been on this about like
She's
finding
against
common
it or
ground.
for it?
No, she's been I
Okay.
Finding common ground.
I,
He wants
I
to
suck
go-
at this. I suck
Okay,
at
okay,
this,
let's go,
My
let's
way
go.
or the highway.
All right.
You know all that blah blah blah. And this is why I'm always in trouble.
I get it. I get it.
But all right, so I will watch this Batman and make my decision off that. If I like this Batman, then I will watch the Suicide Squad. If I think it's and I think it's consistent with
Okay.
the other stuff, then I probably won't.
Who's directing it?
the
Batman.
Batman, it's gonna be Matt Reeves, who did Joker.
I was gonna say it looks very dark.
Well,
it
they're
looks
supposed to-
dark.
Is this the one that's supposed to coincide with that Joker? With the
They
Joaquin
might
Phoenix?
make it part of the same universe. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Because the cinematography looked the same.
It's-
It
they're
almost,
very
it
similar,
almost
yeah.
looked like a.
To me, what this
Dark
Batman
Knight.
looks like, it reminds me of the Arkham games. I don't know if you guys ever played the Arkham
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Like legit, it feels like one of the Arkham games, the Rocksteady.
Oh yes,
Arkham
yes,
games.
Arkham. Okay, yeah.
It feels like one of those games. It's
Okay.
like super gritty. Like the when he was like, "Yo, who are you?" and he beats the shit out of dude. And he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm fucking vengeance."
But you know,
Yeah.
I kind of thought he also made a point with that.
yeah,
Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, all right, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I believe
Okay.
you. I was like, I believe you, dog. I
I'm
believe
gonna-
you.
I'm waiting for the next trailer to drop.
I don't see what was wrong.
Yeah.
What was people's problem with that? Because he
Well,
did, like he wasn't
he's
buff
the
enough?
Twilight dude. He's the
Yeah.
Twilight glitter vampire.
well,
so-
I just think he's kind of like he's kind of
He's an actor. He's done other
soft.
shit.
This is
No,
a similar
but-
beef with Keanu with me.
Okay,
Oh, really?
wait, I want to hear this.
And I don't know
Hold
if
on.
there's any Keanu.
So you never saw John Wick or something?
I do not watch any John Wick movies.
Oh.
My wife loves them, and she always.
Dios mío.
I know.
Dios mío.
Well, let's preface this with.
Okay.
I
I'm
want to
not
hear.
a big movie guy.
Okay.
I'm a big sports guy. I watch movies,
love you,
but
bro,
there's very
but-
few that I subscribe to. No,
Okay,
not
okay.
not because I just movies aren't my thing.
Okay, no, I
You
feel,
know,
I feel you. I feel you.
That,
It's just
yeah.
not
Yeah.
And I and
I'll
I,
never invite you to another Star Wars movie. And
I told you that,
You can't-
but I
Hey,
felt
he did,
I
he
guilt
did,
free.
he did.
No, but
I
you
was
know
guilt
what?
free.
You
Yeah,
know what? It's
that's
because
not
you
gonna
brought your
work 'cause I
son.
was guilt free.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, and
I said I'm not, but my son
Your
is.
son, yeah.
And I said if you got
if
somebody
you
else,
enjoyed
go.
it, no, then we're good.
That's
No,
fine.
no, dude.
But
So
don't let him go to
what's
waste.
this?
He did tell me that. He was like, "Yo,
I don't know.
I don't
what
know
the
about
fuck.
Star Wars." I was like, "Dude, if your
people
son-
always make that Ray joke with me, and I always
Yeah.
like, but I don't really know what the fuck.
I
I'm
don't
talking
care."
Oh,
Ray, 'cause
oh, I
the
get
lead,
it.
The lead in the new trilogy
Yeah.
is
It's
Ray.
right, yeah.
I know that after watching that movie. I thought it was really good, actually. I didn't
The
dislike it.
rise of the sky. The
Yeah, the Rise
Or-
of Skywalker.
I guess I could tone that down a little
Oh.
bit because I don't even remember the name of the
It
movie.
was Rise
Oh,
of Skywalker.
Rise
I thought it
of
was. I was entertained.
okay.
And I'm
But
not a big Star Wars guy.
well, okay. So what's your thing about Keanu Reeves? Like, is it?
Kind of like a monotone, like very. He doesn't really have a lot of range as far as like his. Like he works with Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Is this?
He works with like action movies.
Point Break.
No, you're talking about
Yeah,
no-
he works with Point Break,
yeah.
and I'm not saying he's been in a lot of good movies, and I'm not saying he's a terrible actor, and
The
I like him.
Matrix, I love The
I like him, but I'm just saying as far as acting, I'm not gonna say, oh, bro, he's Denzel, or hey, bro,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
He's not. He's not.
He's not
Yeah.
a. He's not a.
I don't think he's trying to be.
not
either.
an Oxford
but this is what I'm-
theater actor,
But this
yeah.
is what we're saying. Like people get offended when I say he's not a good actor. That's like when I say like Beyonce's not a good singer. She's
I mean-
mediocre.
Fuck Beyonce.
She's
No, I'm just kidding.
she's got a
Not all
she's
the
got
Beyonce
a
fans out there.
good she's got a decent voice.
Yeah.
She's not. It's not subpar for sure. But I'm not gonna say, oh, bro, like, just put her up there right now. Their vocal skills are just.
Like an Adele kind
Listen.
of thing.
No, of course not. Adele would be like completely Christina Aguilera.
It's
Adele,
kinda
those
hard
are,
to
like,
compare. Yeah,
different.
okay, yeah.
Like you're talking about somebody with a good voice.
Right. Right.
Beyonce, hell of an entertainer, hell of a worker.
But
I
she's not
give her
getting the ranges of
props
Christina
for-
Aguilera. Yeah, I get
She's
that.
on a different level as far as like she's on a Kobe like Mamba mentality type workman level.
Okay.
That I'll give her props for because that's a whole like I don't have that.
Do you think Jay-Z had influence on that
She's
mentality, or
legit,
was she
though.
like that before?
No, I know. I think that was
Honestly,
maybe,
I haven't seen Black is King.
I haven't.
And I'm
The
probably
movie?
not gonna watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, she has like a little
the movie,
musical
Netflix, right?
She's not a good
It's
actress.
on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Like if we're talking acting, she's subpar.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
I mean,
for
yeah,
sure.
I mean, yeah.
Like
I
she
could
should
tell
know.
from
musicians, right?
I can tell from what was it, Goldfinger?
Yeah, Goldfinger.
Yeah, I could tell from that.
Foxy Cleopatra. Damn, why do I know that shit?
Yeah, like
'Cause it's a memorable
like,
name.
Peyton Money.
And
like,
she was snappy. Foxy
Off the
Cleopatra.
top of my head.
Oh god, you
Oh,
did
my
know
God.
it off the top of your head.
Yeah.
that was a really.
But I can. I think if you watched, not Crazy Rich Asians. What's that other one? Fuck. He's
Keanu Reeves, you talking about?
yeah.
Keanu?
He does a cameo.
Oh, the one with what's her name? What's her face?
Yeah.
What's her face? I shouldn't say it. Ali Wong.
Ali Wong.
Shit, the date.
Sometime maybe call me maybe.
Yeah,
No,
Call Me Maybe.
Something like that. I thought the range grew a little bit, but it wasn't. It didn't obviously solidify him like, oh, this is a good actor. But you saw him in a different role or aspect, which was kind of him playing himself, but it was
Yeah.
still very different than what
But he
you
was
normally see,
playing
and it was fun.
himself, so-
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
You should watch the John Wick movies.
I know. I've
it's-
seen
but
parts of
that's
it. And I'm
still-
telling you, they watch them in my house.
that's still
Like, it's-
Keanu Reeves. That's still
Yeah, but
Matrix.
that's what I'm saying. It's still, and it
Yeah.
works. Like for Neo, that shit works perfectly.
Mhm.
Like I love the Matrix. I love all three of them.
You need to see him in something
Those three of
different, like a slapstick comedy or a crazy drama or something like that.
You
To
know
see him
what? You
different.
know what it is about me
I
is
think he
that
played
I'm
a bad
just,
guy though. in
I'm
a
just
horror
an
movie.
action. I'm just an action star fanboy.
Yeah.
Like so, if a dude can play action,
Like, do you
and
like Bruce Willis?
I fucking.
Oh wait. See,
Like,
because
this is I
he
kinda
met
feel
him.
like
He met him
I
in
kinda
real
feel like
life.
Bruce Willis fans are Keanu Reeves fans.
But
Okay,
he
here's
met
the
him in
thing.
real life, so it's a little
Here's
different.
the thing.
Yeah.
I met
Yeah.
I met Bruce Willis and he was a fucking dick.
He was like, yes,
So,
Yeah,
even
it's
though
very
I
good.
like
Killed it.
I like. Okay, I think I like all of Bruce Willis's stuff prior to the year that I met him. So like anything prior to the year that I met Bruce Willis,
Yeah,
like I like his shit, and I think that was probably like 2003, 2004.
yeah.
Anything after that, I don't like him. Anything prior to that, I'm like Bruce Willis is dope. I think my favorite action star is probably Sylvester Stallone.
Oh.
Of all time.
Maybe when I was a kid, it was.
Did we go see Expendables together?
I don't know if
Sequel?
you saw it. I don't
Oh.
know.
lost
if
a
you
lot of like I don't know. Sylvester Stallone has just kind of become a whole thing to me.
Yeah.
did. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Dude, I could watch Rambo. I could watch
I love
Rocky. I could
growing up, bro. Rambo.
Give me
Rocky,
First Blood all the time.
First Blood. I loved all those.
I
fucking
didn't draw
John-
First Blood. They did.
Oh my God, Joe.
Dude, Death Wish, all the
Death
Charles
Wish.
Bronson.
Charles
Ay,
Bronson.
I always-
Hey, give me that.
Is it
too.
stupid that I always default to the fucking Charles Bronson Simpsons episode? Is it always?
There's a
is
Charles
it-
Bronson Simpsons episode.
Hey,
Dude, there's
I
a
wish
Simpsons
I
episode
was
for
dead.
every.
Oh. Oh my God.
Charles Bronson in Death Wish 7. Hey, I wish. I think it was The Simpsons.
That's
You
not-
know that was Hank
sounds-
Azaria.
or Family Guy, one or the other. I get them. It could be either
Yeah.
or, really, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
But yeah, dude, like, man, we could go on for action. Action stars are my favorite.
So did you?
I'm
were
a
trying to see-
super Tom Cruise fanboy.
So
I
was
fucking
I.
That you
love
are.
Tom
That you are for
Fuck
sure.
Tom Cruise now.
Really?
Yeah?
He's just so crazy, bro. Like he's just so disconnected, man. Like,
I don't give a
Here's the
fuck.
thing is that-
He makes great movies.
yeah, maybe before.
Give me
like,
Mission
I-
Impossible any
no,
day of
see,
the week, and I'll be
Yeah.
like,
You saw Night and Day, right?
I saw everything
With
Of course
Cameron
I saw
Diaz?
Night and Day, yeah.
That's kind of one of my favorite ones he
Really?
did. Yeah, isn't that weird?
That
He
is
did-
weird.
He did a scene that
man.
shows.
There's that car scene
Well,
when he's doing the.
It's about the range that we're talking about, Ray, with Keanu Reeves. Like
he's a
Tom
good actor.
Cruise,
I think Tom Cruise is a good actor.
Well,
I
he
just-
did-
I can't fuck with him just for
he does the
I
simple
think just
stuff.
A matching up type of thing.
Probably. But his
Ideology.
expressions, he can do a line without even like just in his face. Like there's a particular scene in Night and Day with Cameron Diaz where he got asked by Cameron Diaz if he changed her clothes while she was like passed out and stuff like that, and he was like, "Of course I did." Like he was confused as to why he wouldn't have helped her out, and there was this facial expression that said like the whole scene. It was so I rarely see that in a lot of actors, but the way he did it was just
Yeah.
like that. That
He's
is
just a
brilliant.
beautiful
That's
man.
so brilliant. How did you get that
just-
twitch so right?
he
That I
just-
knew exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
He's
He
phenomenal.
is a very good actor. He
Yeah.
is above average.
He's like the best
I just
action star we've
don't
ever
fuck
seen.
with him
okay,
anymore.
because he
He's
does
just-
train. He can't be at Scientology
I
and not
just-
learn how to
look,
act.
I subscribe to the club where it's like, okay, guys, there's a certain point where you got to stop doing action movies, like Denzel, like Will Smith.
But
at
he
this
kinda
point.
stopped.
Here's
He's
the
all
thing,
right.
though. Tom
I'm
Cruise,
glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad. 'Cause he
but
did a
to
lot
me-
of them. Pacino.
dude. But
Al
to me,
Pacino.
Tom Cruise can't stop because he's still good
Can't
at
stop,
it.
won't stop. Rockefeller Records, man.
When-
But at some point, they had to stop.
Nah, dude. No, not Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise can probably go to. He's like
to-
really old.
He needs to give me at least 2 more Mission Impossibles.
Of course he
which
is.
I think
Yeah,
he is. But,
easily.
no, because the last Mission Impossible is phenomenal, dude.
great.
I fucking love
Although they
it.
did edit out some scenes that they showed in the trailer, which I thought was some bullshit.
Yeah,
Like, you
but
gotta
they
stop
do
doing
that all the time
They
with
gotta stop
movies.
doing that.
They do that all the time.
Fuck them.
They do teaser. They do scenes specifically
For the team, like
teasers.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Star Wars
yeah,
did
yeah.
like a whole scenes that was like never
Avengers
gonna be.
did
I was
it.
like,
you know,
what?
Joss Whedon does it all the time.
Yeah, fuck them.
Is it fucked up if I say like I'm ready for like a black fucking Mission Impossible or like a fucking
See,
Latino
we can
Mission
have that.
Impossible,
We
or-
just talked about for Nathan
I'm not
Drake.
mad at it. I'm
You gotta
not.
have-
No, I'm not saying we can't have.
like I
that.
just I'm over it. Like I was a big Mission Impossible fan. Like
I'm still a Mission Impossible. Big. Huge.
yeah. What about
Big
Bond?
ass fucking huge.
What about Bond? Like I love Bond.
I can see a black
Tap
Bond.
Idris
I'd love
Elba.
a black Bond.
Like the fact that
I
people-
don't think it's gonna
is
happen. though.
Idris-
I
there
know,
was
that
a-
sucks.
There was
So they're
a
supposed
rumor
to have a
about
black
Idris
female?
Elba.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna
And
happen.
then
It's
they,
not-
they
okay.
switched it
I
to
thought
a
that'd be
black
great.
female was gonna be like the new Bond or something like that. And then they
Here's hoping.
They
It's
just cut
like,
that out.
for me. Like this is what like I don't have problem with
We've had
the-
this conversation, by the way. It's just,
Okay.
Not with you, but
Okay.
I want to hear I want to hear what you have to say about it.
See, like for me, it's the Spider-Man thing over and over again
Mm-hmm.
with me. It's like I want to hear a new fucking story, man. I don't want to
I
hear
wanna
the
see
origin
Miles
no more.
Morales.
Which
Yeah.
I
I
said.
love like Miles Morales to me was like super dope. The fact that you were talking about this new Batman being the Frank
Miller.
the
Frank
Frank
Miller.
Miller version, I was like, oh, dude, I'm so ready for a new Batman.
Yeah.
That's why when I saw the fucking veracity of this fool was just hits on that dude,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, all
Beats
right,
the
Robert
shit out of
Pattinson.
him.
yeah.
Like I was so done with the Batman, like I just can't for justice. And no, fool. Like okay,
kick his
pretend,
ass out of
you're,
you,
pretend you're
motherfucker.
LAPD, bro, or you're
Yeah.
like fucking
Oh,
you're
shit.
LA County sheriffs. Because if they're more ferocious than the Batman,
Yeah,
I'm
there
like,
you go.
okay. Like 'cause that was what I was gonna say earlier. It was like,
whoa, those guys are shot.
whoa, shit. Okay,
That's too
you guys,
hardcore.
you guys got this. LAPD, don't trip.
You don't need the Dark Knight.
Like,
You're
like,
dark-
Bat-
you're
like
dark
Batman
enough.
runs when LAPD when he hears,
He's like, oh shit.
you hear like
It's
a
the fofos.
He's like,
he's gone.
Sheriff's LAFT is here. You don't need me anymore. I'm out of here.
It's bad.
Oh fuck.
But
My plates are expired. Fuck. They're gonna beat the shit out of me. I illegally parked the Batmobile. God damn it. I gotta
They don't give a fuck. What was I talking about? The community fridges.
Yeah,
How they're
right?
coming down now on community fridges.
Are
That's right.
they?
Yeah,
Wait, so
man.
you know
Oh
about
my
the community
gosh.
fridges?
Yeah, he mentioned it. He mentioned
I
it.
posted it.
okay,
I
okay.
posted it in TSG, man.
I just found out about
Do
it in
some
the car on
good,
the way
bro.
over here.
Do some, but you
I don't
gotta feel
follow
a little bit more
TSG.
than yourself, bro.
Oh, it's all about myself this
Yeah,
year.
well, you know,
2020
That
is
motherfucker's
Keenan's
selfish.
fucking year.
Fuck
I'm
you.
in my house. I'm building shit. I'm making money.
Yeah,
Fuck
but
you guys.
You were saying
You're not gonna
there.
make money that way.
well, I
Yeah,
have
I'll never make
money,
money.
Not
but I
like
mean,
an
like,
asshole.
I'm not. You know, fuck you, Joe.
Okay, so
Well, good luck on your hobby.
you
Yes,
said,
I
you said
will.
they're cracking down on the community fridges.
So supposedly that's what's there's like stuff going on that they're like cracking down on those fridges. So I don't know the exact
do you want to
details.
do you want to elaborate on what the community fridge, because some of our listeners may
so they're the community
may
fridges
not
are
know.
Or hosts.
Oh yeah, well I was well we were talking about it on the way over here.
Yeah.
So the community fridges are just like some small fridges that are coming up around like LA. They have them in Koreatown, downtown LA. There's some in like South Central. Where else? I think in Watts, I believe. There's a bunch of them. You can go to LA Community Fridges on Instagram, and they have them all listed there. I'm just kind of getting into them. Like I've been following them for a while, just kind of trying to get into it, and I just kind of
See what
inserted
it's about,
myself into it. So I've been kind of throwing water in the fridges like the last few weeks, just kind of trying to do
which
my
is
part.
dope.
Yeah, and which has been kind of like it's been a mixed experience for me.
So I can
but-
understand why people would feel weird about them, because potentially somebody could just put some shit in there that is harmful to someone.
Yeah, but that's why we don't want like police intervention.
Mm.
We just want to keep everything safe. So we're trying to make it all about the police.
Wait, but
And
I know it's just going over his head.
no, I'm not. Fuck you guys.
Okay.
Wait.
Don't-
No,
don't
but
derail this.
What's your
that's
question?
what.
What's
No,
your
what?
question?
No.
Okay, let me be real brief and concise.
Okay.
All right, so the fridges are community fridges that are pretty much stocked by the community and maintained by the community, and it's through a nonprofit. I'm not sure the logistics of it, but if you want to follow them, you can go on Instagram. It's LA Community Fridges. But I just kind of, it's a cool concept to me. It's
Yeah.
I'm all for helping when I can, and I'm not poisoning anything. I buy.
Of
Right.
course.
So
I buy
what's
water.
stopping Joe from going to one of these fridges and putting in beer or cocaine or like?
I mean, I don't know
You
why
know.
the fuck you'd put cocaine in a community fridge.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't because
Yeah.
'Cause for
I'm
yourself.
selfish like that.
I mean, it's
Don't be selfish, Joe. Spread it out.
probably the same as.
I didn't try and get somewhere, so I'm gonna interrupt.
No, it's probably about the same as somebody going into like a McDonald's and causing a scene in there.
Well, which has happened,
Yeah,
but I mean,
so
like,
nothing different.
but the community fridge, like, who is guarding it to stop someone
Nobody.
from
I
messing
mean,
with it?
the community, I guess.
Yeah. So that's the question I'm adding
there's
on
nothing.
top of.
There's nothing stopping someone from saying, "Hey, there's all this food in here. I'm gonna take all of it."
Yeah,
is
it's a lock. It's a
dickish.
locked door.
Yeah.
And it's in a
dickish.
building. But if you have a refrigerator,
Wait,
on
so
the
these
corner,
are in actual establishments?
No, they're on
They're on the
streets.
corners.
No, they're on
Corners.
They're on the
Yeah, yeah,
streets.
yeah.
that's where the question.
Yeah, there's nobody stopping from.
that's what I'm
but
saying.
it's. I guess it's more of like trusting in humanity and the people
That's
and
essentially
saying,
what
"Yo,
it
that's
is.
the test.
don't
Well-
take more than you can than
Well,
you actually."
that was
need
another
immediately.
question I asked too about who's gonna come in there and grab everything. But
There
then
could
the other,
be somebody that does that.
Yeah,
of
there
course.
could be.
Yeah.
There definitely could be somebody that person is one, an asshole, and two is a an outlier. So he's not something you're gonna fucking bend a rule to because of him.
Yeah.
They're gonna be an exception to a rule. It's like you starting a business and saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna be a fucking straight roller coaster ride all the way up, never any downturns." I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
You're gonna
irrational.
get
Unreasonable.
dickish people who take all the food,
Yeah.
but I think it's more so that the community just stays consistent and continues to provide for something like that.
so there's
Yeah,
always
it-
somebody checking it.
Yeah, and you have to remember like these are community things, and there are like people attached to this, so it's really relying on people and feelings and emotions, and sometimes people just don't want to fucking do shit. So it's big on like the momentum. If people just stop really tending to them, then I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it won't
If
matter.
they're there.
It'll dissipate anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, like me, I'm not big on giving like homeless people shit.
Mhm.
I don't like if a homeless person approaches me and said, "Can I get some food
I'll
or
get
money?"
them some food.
I
I'm more
won't.
inclined to get them some food. I'll be like, hey, you want a burger? I'll get you a burger. Like if I'm going to grab
You
a burger,
work
like,
for that burger.
yeah,
bitch.
but you know what? A lot of times they say no, and I'm like, it's cool, but I'm not gonna give
Yeah,
you
I'm
money.
not
Do
gonna
they
give you
say
money.
no? I'm vegan.
But you know what? I've had those people that come up to me and say, hey man, can I get $1 for a beer?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yeah, sure.
See, I can't do that. I'd be
You
like,
can't get
"Nah,
a dollar.
player."
If you're gonna be straightforward with me, I'm like, hey man, I mean, if I
Oh, I just want a beer.
If
Yeah.
I want a beer, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and give you $40. But like I've walked out of like 7-Elevens and like dudes are
Yeah.
like, hey, what's up? Can I get? And I'll be like, I mean, I can't give you no $1, but you want a beer or something? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'll pop over like my 12-pack and I'll be
Yeah.
like, here, grab a
Yeah,
couple
beer.
beers.
That's
you know?
cool.
But if
I'm not-
someone's
I'm
like,
not as
hey,
giving.
money, and then they scoff or
I'm
look at you
not
because
that
it's not
dude.
adequate,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it back, dude.
Okay.
When we had
I do
that
ask for things back.
vegan
Okay.
sushi, Keenan and I just went and had vegan sushi with a friend of ours, former guest, a previous.
It was
guest,
very
Ruben.
interesting food.
But
Yeah.
there was a dude outside the store, and he was like, "Yo, can I get money?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah, we all said
I
no.
just looked at him like, "No."
All of us
Can
walked
you
past like, nope.
I was like, "No, you can't," and I just
Yeah.
kept walking. I don't know. There's just something about me and not. Because I'm a very giving person, like to people that I care for and I
Well,
fuck
I
with.
mean, I don't know
Shut
about
up,
that.
But like I'm a very giving person. I care about the people.
That's
I-
why this is kind of weird to me, actually, that you're saying this.
that
Like,
I
from
don't.
what I know
Thanksgiving?
of you.
Yeah.
Oh, because
But-
what?
But that's
No,
that's
carry
the
on, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like I fuck with my people, and I make sure that the people that I care about are taken care of. But like with I don't know why. Like with homeless people, I just can't do it. Like I can't fathom in my world providing for someone, and maybe it's because I don't know what their background is, and I honestly don't care to know because I've been in dire straits before. I'm the guy that has slept in that I didn't have a home. I would sleep in an office space, there were times where I didn't have a place, like I didn't have a house, like so I would sleep in an office for easily a year or two. I stayed in an office. So I can't fathom a homeless person not being able to come out of it or figure something out.
Because you made it out.
Because I've been able to make it
Yeah.
out.
'Cause you got-
So it irritates me so much and I never asked anybody for anything.
Yeah.
When I was in those dire straits
That's
and
me. Like, I'm very
like
prideful.
I was never that dude like, yo, oh fuck, I'm I don't have the money or I would fucking figure it out. And so with homeless people, I can't fathom like a world where I'm like, yeah, here's my money, like here's my extra change that I have. Like, no, nah, dude. If I could do it, you could fucking do it. Figure that shit out. But with the people I care about, who I know actually work for shit, or who try to work for something, or who've just had some rough patches.
So you're okay within your network.
Yeah, absolutely. Within my
if
network,
he
I will
doesn't know
help
you.
people.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
But if I don't know, well, not see that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
not even if I don't know you. Like, I don't do handouts
Unless they're
How old
within
are
your
you?
inner
How old are
circle.
you, Joe?
unless I'm
Hold on.
36.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're the same.
We're all the same
age,
age.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to get context here. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't. Like, unless you're
So
a
why
loved one.
why can't homeless people just take shit? I mean, if they
They
if they go to prison, they get fed, they get a room, they get clothes. I mean,
But then I end up paying for it.
so
With my
well, you're already
taxes.
paying for it anyway.
I know I am.
So it doesn't matter how much they stuff it. Well, do they don't raise taxes if prisons are overflowing, right?
I can't answer that. I'm
They
not.
raise taxes. Why would they?
Well,
need
because
to?
you say, because the statement was, if homeless people go to prison, then he's going to say, I'm paying for them to go to prison. And I'm like, well, you're already paying for the prison with however many people are in there. But if they start increasing their capacity, does that mean we pay more to continue these prisons to keep going? That was where my question was coming from.
I want to say in some cases we might have.
Like if we max out prison and we're
There's
starting to put more.
Well, there are some like police bills that have passed where it's like funding, prisons and shit. So I want to say there are some
because they're all government
instances.
owned, right? There's no.
No, they are no.
Most of them are private now.
Yeah.
Mostly are private.
Yeah.
So who pays for the private stuff?
We do.
I thought we paid
Well,
for
a
the
lot of-
government stuff.
Yeah, we also do, but a lot of them
What
are.
the
That's why
fuck?
that's the big thing is that they've moved to private prisons. So essentially, slavery. It's monetized slavery, bro.
And so those
It's
private
it's
prisons,
indentured slavery.
they're
It's got a
paid
term.
from our taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, a lot of these private prisons also keep quotas, or not quotas, but they have minimums that the states have to maintain as far
Right.
as occupancy.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of that's where a lot of the
We catch you smoking a cigarette, you go to prison or something.
yeah.
like
Well,
that.
like
Some
listen,
BS.
check out that dude that just
Some
got
dumb
released
shit.
off of. He got arrested way back when and got
For
a fucking
weed?
life. Yeah, for less than a gram,
I heard
bro.
about that.
Like we just rolled more than he fucking got caught with, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And smoked it, and it was no problem. But he just got released. Meanwhile, what's the fucking dumb fuck's name? Lori Loughlin.
Yeah,
Lori
she
Loughlin
fucking got 2
fucking
months.
months, bro.
Shit.
That's
She
fucking
got
bullshit.
2 fucking
Fuck.
months.
Hey, if
Yeah.
it wasn't for the sake alone of making a fucking example of her,
Yeah.
that bitch should have gotten no less. I mean, I should have been hearing years.
5.
Yeah.
Months to me
5.
is like,
But she's
what?
white though, so
It's not. It's see,
Lawyer,
and even
she's-
then, like
she's
I don't
well
even know
off.
how much of it's white. It's
you
that
sure?
she's got money.
Well,
Because
that too,
honestly, to
that
me,
too.
like nowadays, I feel like even more than the white thing, it's more about the money thing now.
which we are eventually going to go to when people talk about race.
Like,
It's
I think- I
it's going to
think-
be about money now.
I think the white racism shit is still prevalent because
Yeah,
that was like the
course.
majority of it.
Right.
And I think it's definitely lessened, but there's still a
But it's
large.
also social
but it's
status.
always
Yeah.
been money since
But
the
status
beginning.
is now the thing.
Yeah.
Like now it's remember that conversation for the past 2 decades about the middle class is disappearing.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, it's 2020. Guess what? The middle class is gone. It's the 99% and the 1%. Where the fuck
Yeah.
is the middle class? And in the meanwhile, the 99% were like, hey, because I make 150K, I'm gonna shit on this motherfucker because he makes 40K, or because he lives on the street. Because that's how they keep us fighting. Because we think, because we make 250 or 500K, that we have no political influence at that amount. We have no actual leverage in the world. You're talking about Jay-Z status. Like Jay-Z is one of those people that can leverage his power.
Yeah.
And there's very few people like that. Beyonce. Like that's why I say fuck both of them, because LeBron James, he has the power to shift a hemisphere if he wants to. And the thing with LeBron to me is he's disconnected. Like, I love LeBron's game, his work ethic,
Now
what he stands for.
than before.
But he's disconnected because he's been rich for so fucking long. And he, as much as he still remembers and he's got these, and he's still like.
And he tries to
and
speak out on
and
it.
he has pillars. And I think that's really where
Okay.
he hangs his hat on, is he still has those pillars, which a lot of people, I think, somehow along the way forget about. Regardless of some of the political aspect is still kind of intertwined with it, he still has somewhat of it. But I think his big issue is that, and you know, and I kind of feel fucked up even speaking on another man, but my thing to him and I think is, and he doesn't. It's not his fault. It's like when you've lived in that hemisphere that he's lived in since he was 15.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
You know, it's like
For
at
sure
some
15.
point
Yeah.
you
At least.
disconnected. You don't know my struggle.
Right.
Like I'm looking like, oh shit, what day is
Your
payday?
whole adult
Right.
life.
When's the last time LeBron looked to see when is payday?
He hasn't had to.
Yep.
Like once he became a star or a prodigy or
An icon.
you know an icon,
He
whatever
became
it was.
an icon at like 15,
Dude.
16, dude.
Like when he signed with the Cavs, like
That was it.
even prior to that, he already had
he
status.
was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as a
Yeah.
sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
They fucking upgraded their high school games to their college stadium because
Oh, 'cause
they had
too many people?
ESPN was televising their games, dude, as a high school kids.
Damn.
He has
there
a
is
documentary on that team.
There is a disconnect.
crazy.
Yeah. There is a
Okay. I can
disconnect.
see that.
Like, but I love, but see, this is what I'm saying. Like, but my thing with the world is like, who do you want to win? And I would not 10 times out of 10, I'm picking a guy like LeBron James to win over a dude like fucking
Down the street.
Paul Ryan.
Politician?
Just throw like a random ass name out there, like just a random person that I'm like, I don't really give a
Paul
fuck.
Ryan,
the politician
the
or
politician.
the yeah, okay, yeah.
The politician.
Of
Paul
course,
Ryan.
I want.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm
LeBron
talking
to
about
win
just
over
as far
Paul
as a
Ryan.
person, not what they do attached
Paul
to
Ryan's
it.
a piece
Because
of shit. Fuck
because
him.
well, yeah, but you're saying because of his celebrity status, they have more of a attraction for people to pay attention to
People
them rather than
they're
somebody.
lightning rods. Like
Yeah,
they know that people look to them. Like we were talking about the sheep mentality.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have sheep behind them.
Right.
You know, it's like I'm a diehard Laker fan, but honestly, this is kind of my thing with the topic earlier. Is like, as I've gotten older, like the more conservative I'm becoming. Like that's a thing apparently. Because
It is.
I'm
Yeah.
experiencing. It now.
Honestly, it is. It
Like
is.
kids, a family, like understanding what's really like important. Like
Call of
it's-
Duty.
I mean, no, and I love Call of Duty, but I haven't
Yeah.
played in the last couple.
I know.
haven't
I
played in a
noticed.
couple months.
But dude, I was so
Yeah.
hard into it, bro.
Yeah.
And I
We're
used to be a
still
big
hard into it.
Battlefield guy, you know, like. But
Look at him. He just creamed himself a little bit. He's like,
Well, because I didn't know. I've been off Battlefield for a long time.
dude, Battlefield, bro, Battlefield Vietnam, Battlefield 1942, the Desert
okay.
Combat Patch.
Yeah.
I was in Netong on Venice and Rose, bro, 4 to 5 times a week.
Okay.
For 3 hours at least. I'd take $10 with me and I would splurge
Those
for 3
LAN
hours.
parties.
Look at him.
Bro, we'd hit up all our
he was
friends.
hitting the
we
cafes like, what's
bro,
up?
we
Let's
go
fucking
10
go.
deep. We'd meet up with some other friends that come 10 deep.
Yeah.
And we would throw a fucking LAN party, bro.
We're going off on a tangent here, guys. No, I want to. I
Anyway.
want to hear what you're
Yeah.
fucking going.
Wait,
No, I love
so,
it.
We're sticking on that subject about the rich mentality.
No,
so I was gonna ask
yeah,
you.
the conservative.
So
Well,
you
that's
know,
what- like,
conservative
for me,
portion
like
is coming out.
getting older, I've just becoming like the podcast that I was supposed to start like several months
Another
ago.
one?
The leadoff podcast, the leadoff hitter.
Oh,
Lead off
okay.
hitter.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna kind of do after we stopped after the fact,
Right.
and I haven't done it because honestly, like, it's kind of fallen by the wayside.
You need a muse. Like Joe's my muse.
Yeah, that, but also like, see, since the protest kind of gone down, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety and shit, and I've kind of gotten to the point where I've realized that it was really just rooted in inaction or feeling like I couldn't
okay.
help.
I'd love to hear because we usually ask any guests that have come on during this COVID shit. We want to hear what your COVID experience has been as well. We always ask like, how are you doing? What has happened with you?
sucks.
throughout-
How's it really affecting?
No,
you
I get
on a
it.
personal
I
level?
get it.
Yeah, mental health is definitely a thing. Balancing my kids' fucking sanity and knowing of the real world versus knowing the online world and nothing
course.
but my house
Yeah.
has been a thing.
Yeah.
Balancing relationships.
I'm with you.
Yep.
You know, it's also balancing finances and also seeing people around you hurt and
Yeah,
trying
that-
to help and shit. You know, and I'm poor, man. I would never say I'm like even middle class. Like if I still believe the middle class existed, there's no way I could believe I even am a part of it. Like I'm a homeowner and everything, but I'm definitely of the poor variety. I am definitely, when you say you're house poor, I am house poor, bro. Like
That's
I
a
live
new
to
term, house
maintain.
poor?
That's the thing,
I never
though.
heard
Like
that.
you struggle, like
Yeah, it's maintaining a house is a fucking.
Oh yeah.
Bro, like, do you pay water, Joe?
I do not.
Yeah, I've
actually,
never
I
paid
don't.
water up until when I. Fuck
Shit,
LEDs
I didn't
on
even
the
think
TV,
about
bro.
it.
Well,
Like I didn't think about
I got like a
that, yeah.
$2,000 bill, bro, sitting on my fucking on my thing that I'm like, you know, and I manage it. I manage it, but that
Yeah.
even that's been like a thing where it's like, and as a man, you know, you kind of that also treads on your, you know,
Ego.
your feelings a little bit, you know,
Because you don't
So
have
you're
multiple people-
like, what? Why are you wasting water over here?
You don't,
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have
no,
multiple
totally,
people
bro.
paying for stuff. Like, luckily at my
No,
house,
I mean,
we have multiple people paying
Well,
to cover that water and,
yeah,
and electricity.
Well, I don't. I have an 18-year-old. I have a 17-year-old.
Exactly, yeah,
I
yeah.
have a 9-year-old.
So it
who-
hits you even harder because
Yeah,
you got to
but
cover this stuff.
luckily, big props. My 18-year-old is not working.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
Oh,
trying to
he's
introduce,
chipping in.
and it's only because I've kind of had to put him on this whole like 60-day. He hasn't touched the PS4, bro, in over 30, over 30 days
Whoa.
for sure.
Okay.
All because he just got to the point where I had to just shut him off because it was inaction. It was procrastinating every day. It was constantly telling me he was going to do something, and I gave him. And I mean, he graduated like 60 days before that, and I'm like, hey, okay, I was giving him, and I was like, okay, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this, and I would just note it. Next day, I'd see him. Hey, what are you doing? Note it, and then like 3 days later, I'm like, hey, so how those job applications going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, like I was really having a hard time with this one. I'm like, oh really?
You lying
And-
piece
and-
of shit.
and- No, that's what
Like,
I'm
let me
saying.
help.
But that's what doesn't work. Like,
Okay.
like,
Yeah, you don't. wanna
it
do
doesn't
that.
work. It doesn't work.
That's what my
See,
parents
you're
were.
ahead of me because obviously, my oldest is Gavin, and he's only 9 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be looking at you to be like,
Well, no,
yo,
don't look at me.
bro,
Dude,
Joe would be
I
like,
am-
you lying piece
Bro,
of shit.
no, this is not like because if you're hearing it from me, it probably sounds like a smooth transition.
No. Here's the thing, though. I feel like you and I might have very similar parenting.
I feel
skills.
that, yeah.
Like we're like. To me, Gavin is like my little homie. I
Yeah.
love him. I love
Yeah.
him to death, and I treat him like a friend until I need to be a parent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again,
Like I
that's
say,
what-
bro, to my son like
You do?
1,000 times a day.
Yeah, I call
Okay.
Gavin
Bro.
my buddy. Like
the
that's my bud. Hey,
And like
bud,
now
what's
that he's
up?
18, bro, like I let him fly with the fucks and the thing, and I'm not at him, but I'm like,
Yeah,
and I'm like, hey, what the fuck, man?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've heard him talking to his friends.
Oh, so you know.
I haven't
Yeah,
got
that's what I'm
that.
like. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
pretend like this is the. Oh, I don't want to fucking soil your
Like, oh
ears.
my goodness.
I'm like, last year I told him, hey,
Yeah.
the curtains are off. All right, look,
Oh, okay.
you keep telling me and screaming at me how you're an adult. Okay, fool. Let's
Start
do
paying
it.
some shit.
Let's jump into the real world.
Yeah.
So I say shits without the sugarcoating a lot of the time.
And I feel like
Ah.
that's kind of like the parent that I am with Gavin. Like I tell him the truth. I tell
You
him
have
what
to.
it is. Like I give him the reality of what the situation is.
Yeah.
Like, I've told you about like
Yeah.
some of the shit that goes on here, and I'm like, yo, like Gavin, I've never treated him as a child. I've always treated him like with respect,
yeah.
and said, yo, I need you to understand what's happening here. Boom, 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 boom. So I feel like that's the type of parent you
Well,
are.
So that's interesting you say that.
Okay.
Because this is kind of where we are at with him and me. We're at this point now where even though like I'm pressing him, and I'm not pressing him too hard. I'm giving him options. I'm really telling him, look, this is my home. These are the rules that I'm going to apply because I pay for 100% of everything here. And although you may feel like you are the equivalent of me in this household, you are not. And when you show me that I can relax on having to care for you, having to worry about you. I mean, like, if you want to contribute to this household, that's even better. Because that's how I've always raised my kids is we're a
Right.
team.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not your fucking maid. I'm not your gardener. I'm like, if you see shit around the house that needs to get picked up, pick it up. Like, what the fuck? We're a team. I'm like, I also work, so why the fuck would I want to come home after I work to clean up your mess? Like,
Right,
dude, come on, let's be real. You play most of the day,
Yeah.
Most of your day consists of playing.
Yes, that's why I was telling Joe. When I do play quite heavily and for a long time, I feel like, I feel bad about myself. I should be using that time towards either my business or some
Yeah.
other activity.
But I procrastinate a lot too, so I'm
Yeah.
not going to point a finger.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's a big thing. Like that's why he finds himself. And again, I don't want to put his business out there too, so I'll be real like vague about it. He finds himself off the PS4 because I had to give him options, and he wasn't taking up the options. And it got to the point where I'm like, okay, 60 days has gone by and no movement is happening here. And then all of a sudden I turned it off and he's gotten a job. He's applied for his fucking his ID. He's gotten shit, there's one more thing.
A lot of time frees up when you don't play.
But it's not even that. It's the motivation for him to get back to it. Because I know that's the one thing that's always kicked for him, and that's why I've gamed, bro. Like I might not be a gamer right now, but I was a gamer, so I can't even like. My wife trips when I tell him, okay,
Still
no
a
more than
gamer.
5 hours, okay?
And she's
And
like,
she's
5
like,
hours?
5 hours, and I'm like, dude, 5 hours is
It goes by quick.
like
Very
5 hours is
fucking
not
quick.
shit. Give me
It's
10
like
hours.
one mission. Come on.
Like,
know.
if he's spending 8 to 10 hours, that I'm
Yeah.
like, you're binging.
Yeah.
That's a binge. I'm like, if you're 5 hours, okay, you must have
I'd
had a
love
life
to
day.
get 10 hours. I would. Mwah!
Dude, 10 hours to me were like,
That's
hey,
at least 2
guys,
levels.
just go. Like, honestly, before you called me today,
You were
I was
about to.
I was considering jumping on COD again.
You were about
Oh,
to.
God.
Hey, you know, by the time we finish this episode, I have my third PS3.
I didn't bring my headset.
It
You have
doesn't
another
matter.
one? Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. We don't need it. We're all
All
in
right.
within the same vicinity of each other. If you're down, we can get on
Joe,
the round.
we do 3 ways here.
Okay.
We
on
got
the game
three-
system.
We got 3 PS4s here, so
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
that's how much of a gamer I'm.
And I
still
bought
am.
myself one
Yeah,
of
that's
those
a gamer for
camo headsets with the little.
Like,
thing
I
that
bought
goes
good
down.
headsets for Call of Duty, bro.
Yeah.
And my son uses them, and I'm like, it's fine. But then my issue with him at first was he just started using them, and he wasn't even asking.
Oh,
And I'm like,
yeah.
but then he was like he downloaded Call of Duty to his profile, so I've had to be the one struggling the entire
That's
time.
right, with the switch of the
Yeah.
names.
Yeah,
and
you.
stuff.
We
yeah,
had an
yeah,
issue
yeah.
with your shit.
Yeah.
You know, but
No, but I get
regardless,
it. I get it.
regardless.
Like what you're saying. Like you had to
Yeah.
put some restrictions to
Yeah.
see
'Cause
some movement.
My thing with the, I mean, what I've noticed with my kids at least has been like the lack of like connection between the action needed between the desire wanted. Like they want and they say and I'm like, okay, but what are you doing? Like at 8 years old, bro, I was working. I was looking for
Yeah.
hustles. I was always trying to hustle, bro. I was like, hey, Dad, hey, I see that the side of the house has a crap load of weeds. Would you need somebody to pick those weeds for you for $20? And my dad would be like, hell yeah. And I go out there and I pick them, and I got $20 in my pocket.
Nice.
Yo,
That's different for me. I got
Gavin-
yelled at.
Gavin, like a couple weeks ago, like came out here and was like, can I get an allowance? And I was like,
Come on, you gotta give him the Domingo, dude.
I was like, yeah, you can get an allowance. I'm gonna need you to run some stuff though.
For real.
He had the audacity to be like, can I get an allowance or
Yeah, man.
I want to make some money. I'm
I
like,
would
all
love
right.
to. Show
Yeah.
me, explain
Hell yeah,
first,
kid.
explain to me why you deserve this allowance and what will be entailed with allowance.
That's
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I was like.
Let's-
Yeah, you
let's
can
just
get an
be
allowance,
clear.
but you got to do some stuff
Yeah.
around here if you want that allowance,
Well,
player.
That's like my son is working now.
Okay.
So, and I've had to like, the way I've been kind of telling
That's
him
the
is
great
like,
thing about you. though.
and
Like, yeah,
I'm like,
he's working now.
but I'm trying to make sure it's clear to him that this is a partnership and this is not because employers like to make this seem like they're helping you out
Of
and they're
course.
doing you a favor and they hold all the cards.
Like now? Or
Yeah,
just in general for all.
Always, dude. Come on. What? Where
I
did
haven't
you
had
work?
that experience.
No, where did you work?
Currently or
Oh,
like
I know currently. What before this?
before this, I worked in Simi Valley. I worked at LA Pro Point.
Just tell me what it is.
He's getting
Okay.
all nervous. Like,
Uh,
oh God, what's happening
fuck
here?
Don't make me grill you right now.
You guys, fuck this.
No,
Anyway.
well, dude, I've had over a dozen jobs in my life.
Yeah, I've had about that much.
I've had
maybe
one
more.
job for 10 years, so that just
I've
kind of
had a
shows
lot
you the
of
rest of them.
and a lot of odd jobs too. I was a plant caretaker. I worked for Time Magazine.
But the
did a
good
lot-
jobs are the ones that do recognize you as a bit of a partner, at least.
No, I haven't had that.
The ones that
As a partner.
don't treat you like, hey, we're putting out the thing, and
But I never
whatever,
got-
and this is what it is.
Right.
And like I've had, like I worked at Target in the past, and at Target, this is like obviously a long time ago, but when I worked at Target, I went in there and my availability was I can work every day, anytime, except for Sunday because I played baseball on Sundays, and that was my shit. Like I love playing baseball, so I played baseball on Sundays, and they hired me with this being my schedule. And when I started, they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna need you for a few Sundays." Is that cool?
Oh yeah.
I was off season, so that's fine. Yeah, I can do a couple of, no big deal. That became like a few months, and I'm like balancing. Okay, this is fine because my game's later or my game's earlier than my shift. So okay, fine. So I'm working Sundays still, and I'm balancing it. And then I just got to the point where I was like, you know what, fuck this. And I would like, hey man, can you guys like change my? Cause this is what I.
And they
Because I
said
told
no.
you
Yeah, and
guys
there-
Sundays was not a thing
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
and I'm working it for
Yeah.
you guys. But
Yeah.
yo,
But guess what happens next week? The next week, I have like 8 hours on my schedule. I went from 40 hours, bro, to 8 hours.
So they did it.
fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in a weird,
So then I
harsh
go
way.
and I go to Homeboy again and I go, hey bro, and he was the only white dude at the Inglewood location. So people used to fucking applaud when this fool used to get his ass handed to him, and rightfully so. I don't remember his name, or I'd say fuck him, but fuck him anyway.
You can
Yeah.
say fuck him, whoever
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were.
Target
What year was
Inglewood.
it?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. That's what I'm saying.
What year
Inglewood
was it, though?
location.
What
This
year?
is
Inglewood
roughly
location.
Is that in the Century? The one by
2005,
Home Depot?
2006. It doesn't fucking matter. Fuck him.
Okay. never
Fuck
mind.
him.
Never
Fuck
mind.
him.
Either
Either
way.
way.
But he did that shit, right? And I asked him, I go, hey, what's up with the schedule, man? He's like, oh, I know you were like really, you were really big on trying to get some time off, so I just gave you some time off.
Little bitch
And I
ass
looked at him and I said,
motherfucker.
all right.
Wait. Because it was such a drastic.
Because I talked to him about it.
Change.
He said, well, no, I
Oh.
left the portion out actually.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot about
Ball ass fuck.
it. Still, he was still a dick.
Okay.
So I asked him about the whole having me off on Sundays thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We agreed, and he said, oh, this is what it is. So then he said he would look into it, and the next week he just fucking scheduled me on Sunday again. And it was
Oh.
an important game of ours, so I said, fuck this. So I called out. And then he comes at me, and he says, like, hey, I noticed you called out. And we had just had this conversation about the Sunday thing
Right.
after he scheduled me.
Right.
So he took it as me, like, sliding him, which I guess kind of I could see that. So the next day he cut my hours.
Fucking punk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Now I see where it's
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Yeah. I haven't had that quite experience. I've worked for companies where I complained a lot about my work environment,
Yeah.
as Joe knows, but never to the point where it was in that type of situation, or where they felt like they were giving me a handout by hiring me and stuff like that. To
Yeah.
get to your original point,
Yeah.
because the place I work, as
I don't think any
it was like
place is gonna
contract
give
stuff.
you a job as a handout though.
well, no, as his statement earlier about them feeling like they're helping you
Well,
by working.
Think about it this way.
Yeah.
What have you known to be the etiquette as far as talking about what you make amongst your peers in a work environment?
None of us really actually had the. It wasn't like we were afraid to talk about it, but none of us really cared about talking about.
No, I'm saying
how
what
much-
what have you understood it to be though?
like value wise.
I mean, just essentially like
Well, I was always.
society's norms, I guess.
Oh, I was
I
on
don't know
the
how
on the
to
assumption
say
that
that.
we were all getting paid around the same, but based on their past job history or their like skill level, their knowledge and skill level. If when I work with my coworkers, and I notice the skill level is higher than mine, and or they've been there for a lot longer, I'm like, they definitely get paid more than me. And then the ones who are not quite at the same skill level or equal to mine, I feel like they might be around the same pay, but a lot of those times when I notice that skill level, they have also been at the company longer than me. So I'm like, okay, even though they're at the same skill level, they've been there longer, and I'm probably sure they got paid more.
Okay, have you ever heard of situations where like you find out somebody who doesn't do jack shit there or does very
Well,
I
there
live it.
is a place,
I
and
live it.
because I've been to several places where like you find out like, oh, and he makes more money than me,
yeah,
and
I
I'm
left
busting my ass.
I left the company when that happened in a very awkward way, as Joe knows.
That's what I'm saying. But in those scenarios, would you speak about your salary with your fellow employees in front of your supervisor? Have you known that to be okay? I guess is the question.
Well, yeah, and
guess.
it just never came up for me. But
would you?
So if it did, I
You're like
probably
a
would find. I
unicorn in
probably would
this
find a way.
scenario.
I probably find a way to like. I probably find a way not to give an exact number, but like a rough estimate.
All right, well-
so that I'm not looked at as, oh, Keenan gets paid more and he does the same job and blah blah blah. Like they give I don't want other people giving excuses to why I'm getting my rate because I feel I'm valuable for whatever I get, and but I don't. But it doesn't go. It's not vice versa. So if I find out in our conversation that they got paid more for the same or doing a shittier job, I probably just complain to Joe but still go to work. Like it wouldn't hit me that heavily. It would be an issue, but not as much as you might think. Where I would want to do something about it.
I don't know. I'm not sure if you understood the question.
I don't know what. Let's
So
say it
look-
again. Say it again. Wait.
Right, all right, so let
I'm
me
in
just
a
say, I'm
conversation.
not
What's
even
the
asking.
scenario?
So, all right. So this is maybe maybe Joe can confirm this. This has been my experience. So my experience as far as talking about how much you make in a work environment is you don't. It's
That's the rule. That's the rule of thumb. Yeah, yeah.
Right? You don't. Why?
Even
is it?
after.
But there's no reason you can't.
Yeah, it's not illegal.
No.
So why don't you? Or why is it a faux pas? I guess?
Well, there's a bunch of stupid business etiquette that they have out there that you're like,
Why
what
is
the fuck?
it taboo?
Taboo. Yeah.
Why?
Oh, in sync.
Well, from what I know from the businesses that I worked at and or recruiters and or people who are at job training centers and stuff like that, is that the proper etiquette. Now, I don't know what year it came out or some bullshit like that. If it's 16th century type shit. But the style of, you're supposed to have your hair cut and dress professionally and act professionally and stuff like that, it fits into that same category. Like, I can go to work in jeans and shorts or whatnot, but, you want to have that etiquette of dressing nice. Mm-hmm. It's not a necessity, but that follows into that same category of why you don't talk about how much you get paid with your coworkers, because it fits in that category of, like, not so much showing off, but you start it's not subliminal, but subconscious, rhetoric amongst your peers about the way they think about how you work and interact with each other. Well, why am I doing the same job? When I just found out this guy's getting paid more, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's a fair question.
And then people would generally start judging one another, and it changes the feeling of the work environment when you talk about that very openly. And a lot of businesses.
Well, let me
and
ask
so
you a
it comes
question,
to a point where it's like,
but
just don't talk about it.
I don't feel like that's the case, because I feel like I've met some people in my employers and previous employers where they're hard, like people that are hard workers.
Yeah.
And if I find out, oh man, they're making way more money than me, or they're making a good amount of money, I would not have an issue with that at all. But,
yeah, same thing.
But I've come into workers that I know
don't do much and they get paid more.
Yeah, they do, but I'm not supposed to address that, because why?
No, you can address it to your, if you have an HR rep.
But you're not
or
supposed
boss.
to, because if they find out you're talking about your salary, it's not.
They can't do anything to you.
They can't do nothing about you.
No, you can talk
that.
about it to people
about that.
Here's the thing.
It depends on your company
size. Yeah, that's true. They'll find something else.
As somebody who's been let go for things of this nature.
For business etiquette,
not I guess you,
because
that's
what it comes under. It comes under business etiquette. The same way you don't talk about religion at a dinner table. Why don't you talk about that? You can do it,
but people do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people can do that, but the same reasoning for talking about religion and politics at a business table is the same why you don't talk about your finances from the company. Okay. It just generates a negativity around just the way people act naturally to servicing. We probably have to go back further than this and go into the interactions of people
like
and how
athletes.
Why do people judge one another, and why do people look at one another's work and do why is there hierarchy? Why do people have their offices on the top floor and the workers on the bottom floor?
A lot of specifically small businesses too, there's a lot of nepotism. So you have highly skilled employees that get hired at lower rates than the family.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can be a great welder and get paid $50,000, but you're at a company where the boss is making like 6, 4, 5 times.
Somebody like that should not be in charge of people that are professionals.
Yeah.
Well, and I've worked at companies like that. I've met people who are professional engineers who don't do any work at all. And us grunts are doing all the drawings and all the calculations and all the building stuff. And
actual work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, but then again, maybe we just don't know. Okay, we have met. I understand. You might have seen or met the person, I guess, as a peer. But if it's boss related or manager related too, sometimes I guess we really don't know what it's like until we're in that position to be like, oh, this work is kind of like, they may not see it. So we may think, oh, they're making money and doing nothing, but there could be some hard work behind it. Like Joe, I look at Joe and he's like, this bitch ass salesman. I'm doing all the drawings for him,
What
and he's
up?
getting paid mad more money.
Well, he's obtaining the work for you though, because your drawings. ain't
Hey.
Yeah, but you can't build it without a
Recognize,
drawing.
punk.
So fuck you.
Fuck you.
Hey, talking,
Yeah,
talking
build
is
it without a
skill, bro.
drawing, bitch.
Yeah, I can.
Talking
Yes.
is a skill.
Yeah.
One salesman to another.
Oh, fuck you guys. This is a
Hey.
team. It's a tag team. I see what this is.
Saying, man.
We're all
This
my,
always happens.
I'm just saying.
every show.
Hey.
We're all my draft
Hey,
homies.
if you could sell them yourself, you wouldn't need me.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
That's true, though. That's absolutely true. If you could do it yourself, you wouldn't need somebody like
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
who's got the gift.
You wouldn't be hiring me if you didn't think I could do
That
it.
runs.
gab.
That's a two-way street. People.
100%.
Everything.
Yeah,
Everything
for
is.
sure.
Yeah, if-
I mean, a business is a
Everything.
machine. It needs all the cogs.
Well, yeah.
Some
But-
cogs are just a little more
But
important than
oh
others.
my
But
god.
this kind of goes to the whole communism, socialist type
like
ideology,
everybody
too.
needs to be paid the same kind of thing.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like I don't even think that needs to be the thing. Like where everybody needs to get paid the same.
Okay.
I just think everybody needs to get paid a
What they're worth,
rational
or the yeah,
amount.
Reasonable
yeah.
amount
Well, so
for living.
you should
Yeah,
go
like-
back.
living wages.
like you should have the opportunity to make millions of dollars if you want, but you shouldn't have the opportunity to make $15 million.
Okay.
Like and if
So
you, like that-
okay, there's a
That's a little daddy.
there's a
Like-
plateau,
like $15 million is way more than
It's
anybody
stupid
fucking needs
ridiculous.
in their
Okay.
lifetime, in their family.
and we got billionaires now,
Yeah, because that I mean you're talking about making that a year.
right?
So if you're making that 15 mil a year, I mean, if
As
you're, if you're
what-
10 years old,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
that's more than enough.
That's a lot.
You know, and if you're working
Yeah.
30 years of your life, I think you're good. If you're
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
not hoarding it,
And
not
it-
just
yeah,
wasting it on
that's true.
shit.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I'm not the solver of the world's problems.
No. That's what. Oh,
And-
actually, this is kind of where we stemmed off
Here
from
we go.
the homeless thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We-
Yeah.
this
Pretty
is
much.
kind of-
Pretty much.
Back an hour later.
Back an hour, here we are.
Yeah. Well.
This is actually,
This is kind of where we stemmed off of.
we really did.
Here
Off
we
of
are.
It was.
homelessness and giving people.
You should be called the full circle.
Oh
Ooh,
shit!
I like
the
that.
full circle.
But we
Yeah,
have to
here we
guarantee our episodes to always
No,
come back.
You,
Full
ne-
circle.
you never introduce the show. You never do like an intro like you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
But every show, you guys are gonna come
you're
back.
you're
full
trying to change the
circle.
structure of
And
our
that-
show.
and-
What the fuck,
and
Ray?
that's that
Yes,
will,
man.
Hey, I'm trying to reinvent this.
Ah, yes,
It's like
Yeah.
I'm innovating,
Yeah.
I'm
motherfucker.
giving it to you.
Bro-
It's happening, and it's happening
Ray
now.
brought me on. The show increased in value, so now
I didn't bring you on the show.
you
were
encouraged
already-
me to come on the show.
No, you were already on the show.
Only
I
for
gave
one
you,
episode.
I gave you my kudos. is
Well,
all I
yeah,
did.
because of that kudos, it got Philly and
Oh,
Joe to
okay.
be like, Keenan should come on.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Wait, what? That,
I know.
oh,
If
the
I
fuck
knew.
you
That's
did.
what I'm dealing with now. This is what I got to work with.
Whatever.
My best friend.
If I only knew. If I only knew.
That was so awesome. Yeah.
But this,
Yeah.
I mean, all of it's kind of like it's just I don't know, man. It's just really the conservative in me. Now.
Would you get that way if you once you had your millions? Don't you think you would turn the same
See,
kind
like,
of people?
I don't even want $1 million, bro. Like honestly, I don't even want $1 million, bro. Like if I could make a solid 100K in a year, I think I'm straight, man. Like I think I have more than I think I could have a nice moderate house.
100K.
And just 100K a year. And
I don't think so.
And I don't think that's a lot of money.
No, I don't. I know.
It's
I'm
not a lot of
saying
money.
I don't
Oh.
think so, bro.
You don't think?
I
What?
think
That money might go quick when you think it's
no. Honestly, I think in California, you need to make at least 200 a household
To live comfortably.
200 to live comfortably.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Household. So if you made 100K,
You still-
and
yeah.
Kim made 100K,
That's
then you
200K.
guys would be fucking
That's what I'm
solid.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. If I made 100K, Kim's making 100K. That's 200K.
Okay, so it's implied she was making 100K.
I guess I should. Yeah, I guess.
okay.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
otherwise you wouldn't. 'cause
So you,
But even 100K, like honestly,
completely transparent, I make a little over 100K, and I mean it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes.
no, I, and I'm not even. Like, I'm saying that I think that's more than enough to be able to live adequately. The problem is
And that's
greed in
completely
this country.
transparent.
That's the greed in this country. Like you're saying, like because in California, yeah, because the idea that it's more expensive here. That's literally what it is. It's somebody said,
because
hey,
you can take that
It's
100K,
not an idea; it's a fucking fact.
but you can take
Nah,
that 100K
man.
and what moved to
where
another.
do you point to that fact?
To the rest of the states,
Where?
all the other
Point to it.
states,
New
You
York?
could go to
Physically
go,
point to it.
Go.
Where do I find it? Like where can I
Texas,
go? And
Texas.
where can I go? And it's like, oh, that's where it is.
Texas,
or Utah?
Nashville,
Okay.
Georgia.
So if I never turn on a TV or go out of my house, do I know this?
You wouldn't. You wouldn't. know.
Wait,
So
no,
if,
what?
if I'm not actually exposing myself to it, do I know this?
but I've been there. I've been to those.
Yeah,
states.
and
I've been-
that's what I'm saying. I'm not arguing that point. I'm
Okay.
not.
You
I'm
just
not
need to know where to
arguing-
find it.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like it's an idea.
Okay.
As
Because if
most
you've
things
never
are.
known about it, that you
Money
wouldn't-
is an idea.
Yeah.
It's a piece of paper that we're like,
Money
hey man,
is
this
an
is
idea.
so
Yeah,
valuable.
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Your value
Well,
is
Gold
So-
is an idea.
Yeah.
No, you're
We
right.
find it, we're like, oh my god, look, this shit's super shiny. I like this.
So,
I know,
right.
I want this. Oh, he wants it.
You know,
Ooh,
sometimes,
shit.
oh,
That's,
God
yeah.
damn it.
that's where it comes from, man. Like, it
Fuck you,
sounds,
Ray.
It sounds, but this is this is like when people get upset at me because like, you can't make it that simple, but you can. Like, things are only complicated because we complicate them. But if we kept it simple, there wouldn't be a need for the rest of
well,
it.
But-
humans can't keep things simple.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
what I was
that's
gonna
how
go.
we were
That's what-
made.
That's what I was going
Yeah.
to
We
say.
can if we understand that this is a problem we're fighting as like climate. Like,
I think it's
And
genetic. I don't think we can.
And I've said this before, as far as like with revolutions as well. This is why it'll never work, because we're all, as far as this country is concerned, we're all too
too divided.
divided. We're all too divided
But that's what
and
they
too
want.
separated
That's the design.
geographically.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he means even location-wise, from here to San Diego, drastic difference in people's interests.
From
and
here to
care-
Orange County.
Orange County.
But
there's
think about it. But we're
drastic
not
difference.
really that united. We're not really that divided. That's the narrative that they.
Why? Because of
portray.
technology, or
No, not even that. I'm saying. I mean, divided. Yes, as far as distance. Okay, maybe.
yeah.
But I'm
'cause-
saying, like, as far as divided, as far as ideas in this country, we're really not. But that's the way they try. They make it seem like that's. But there's a small fragment.
Who's
that
they?
feels- That's exactly. It's the idea of this country.
Okay.
We were talking about mental warfare.
QAnon.
QAnon.
I don't know about that. I don't know enough about QAnon to be honest. But, but really, like that's been talked about before in the past. I'm talking about 70s, 80s. A thing with the CIA and like
Right.
the FBI and all that, talking about like mental warfare, and like
Well,
using the media to control people. Like, as far
Okay,
as-
now to segue something a little different, but within the same topic. Have you guys seen the trailer to the new Call of Duty Cold War?
No, I haven't.
You sent it to me. It looked pretty dope.
Okay, so what you just said, 70s, 80s, talking about FBI infiltration, all that shit. This new fucking trailer for Call of Duty is fucking scary.
But now you're just talking about how they present themselves. You're not talking about gameplay and stuff like that.
I'm not talking
'Cause
about games.
how they show the trailer. Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about like real life.
Okay.
Like, it's very similar to.
It's very eerily like you can put it on the news right now and be like, "Oh fuck!"
And it's based on ideology, real stuff in the 60s,
like
70s.
basically, if you guys haven't watched it yet, it's found footage, quote unquote, of an interview with a politician,
something like that.
Somebody who works in the inner workings of the government, and the guy is speaking about like how you break down a society. You break them down economically. You break them down with politically. You break them down like
With a
he's like
coup.
basically saying.
Yeah.
You do all these things to break down a society, and then you take over.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit he's talking about, like dividing the people, doing all these things, and you're like, wow, that is exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah. And some
In
of
our
that-
society.
some of that stuff is from I think it's called Confessions of a Hitman. There's a couple of books out there that describe how America kind of messes with other countries and take them over. Like they start a coup and they loan out money to a country that was all on their own, and they sort of somehow get that economy to like really get messed up, and they come in and go, oh, well, we'll loan you some money. And then as you loan money and you build up your buildings and stuff like that, you now are in huge amount of debt to the United States. And that's kind of how we come in and
Yeah,
take stuff
all
over.
the shit they're talking about in that trailer, like,
Correct
was
me, John, if I'm wrong.
scary as fuck.
I mean,
But
dude,
I'm
if
still
you-
gonna play the game.
If
so.
if you look at these protests that are going on, bro, I mean, these shits are out of like a movie and shit.
Yeah, well, do you
They
think
really are, dude.
it's nothing
They really
new
are.
though? I mean, come on. If we
It
see the
isn't
birth
anything
of
new.
how we got
is,
but
started.
It's new
but
here.
it's
Yeah.
it's the
Well, yeah.
fact
This
that
level of it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because we're witnessing it here. But if we were back in America in 1776 or earlier, we would kind of see some of the same. It would be a fucking poster on the wooden board in the
I
county.
bequeath.
But we would say the same thing about the British and shit.
We shall separate
Oh my god.
from the Queen's land, England.
Jesus.
The Queen has no right or authority over us. I bequeath.
Oh my god.
Chip chip cheerio.
Huzzah!
Number 3, my lord. You will not tread on my First Amendment and Second Amendment rights.
Oh my god.
That's pretty fucking
This
good.
guy. This fucking
So
guy.
fucking good, dude. That's one thing I've like always like. I like doing voices and shit, but like
Yeah.
accents are so hard
Yeah.
for me.
That's good.
I'm stupid.
But it is fucked up that we get to see this, but I always try to add to people whenever we talk about it. It's like, try not to treat this as something new. It's new to you because you're experiencing it. But if
It's
you
not new.
pay attention in your
Yeah.
history classes and
Yeah,
watch the
definitely
documentaries,
not.
it is not new.
I have to give you a shitload of props, Ray.
Me? Why?
Yeah, dude, because you're incredibly outspoken.
Well, that's like normal.
Where's this
no,
going?
no.
Okay,
Like,
this is a good thing.
I don't,
Okay.
okay, for the listeners, I don't know if you guys, some of you may follow Ray. Not all of you because he's not that popular, but
I mean, really not. But I am gonna
but
be
for
now.
those-
Hey.
But yeah, hey, we're
Oh,
okay,
90,
we're okay.
87th episode. Sorry.
87th. But you, dude, you're very like out there.
On Instagram?
I mean, like I can't say the same for myself, but you've been out there. You've been out in the trenches, so to speak.
For your
see,
protesting?
To a certain extent.
To an extent.
To a certain
Yeah.
extent, you have been out there,
Yeah.
and you're
But
outspoken about
I've
this
tried. That's kind of what we're talking about, like with the whole quarantine thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really difficult to like.
Yep.
That's kind of what I was saying. Is like my whole shit. This whole quarantine has been that I wanted to be in the trenches more than I am, and it's like I'm also understanding that I'm also a father, and I do have
shit.
you know,
And that's partially one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I've been so apprehensive about
yeah, because
like
it's tough.
actually being out there.
But at the same time, it's like, my wife is very supportive, and then she's also out there with me too.
Of
And we've
course,
taken the kids a
but
couple.
they see that's what I'm saying. Like you guys have been out there, and that's like fuck.
It's like it's the whole we just don't want it to define us. If the defining moment is that we can't go out at all because of COVID, then fuck. I mean, yeah, we see why everything is the way it is. Because if that's as easy an excuse as you need to like not be able to attend any like. I don't need to go to any more rallies to know what the fuck is going on and to be like I know where I stand in it,
yeah, right.
But like people that are like still like uneasy and they're not going out there and they're not doing shit and stuff like that. And like I'm talking about even like friends that I know of
Okay.
my own, that aren't. And then it's like okay, and you're unsure where you're standing or you're standing on like on uneasy treading or something like that. It's like it's as easy as just literally going out. Just go out there. Just go to a fucking rally and find out. Like
Yeah.
I have actually. I'll give big props to. I have a friend of mine. And I'm just gonna say his name because his name is Jose, and
What's
who
up,
the fuck's
Jose?
gonna know
I know,
which
right?
name I'm talking about? Huh? Huh? And
Yeah.
if you heard my name, if you heard your name now, Jose, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
But he does listen to the show.
Oh,
So he
okay.
will.
Hey, shout out to Jose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
Jose. So, now you got like a dozen Jose's out there.
Do
But,
you,
he's the reason I was shouting him out is because he's somebody who just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go out there." And he went out to one of the Vanessa Guillen rallies and was like, just to kind of like understand what's going on instead of just looking at it through social media or through the news. Or,
do you think people went out to that rally who didn't go out to George's rally? Like
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, unless it affected your
Like
gender, your
demographic,
nationality,
group,
yeah,
your,
like the LGBTQ rallies and stuff like that. Like, were you all out there for
Yeah.
George Floyd and
Dude,
stuff like
in
that?
January, I was out there with my kids, and we were marching against the war in Iran.
Mhm.
And this was in January,
See-
pre-pandemic.
Mhm.
I wasn't like that's what I'm like. People are like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah," but see, I was. That's where like the complication and the bogging down happens, and this is where I feel like we kind of lose ourselves. Like even that's like with the conversation earlier about the homeless,
Right.
about like
Okay,
feeling a
yeah.
certain way about it. And I'm not even like downing the way you guys feel about it.
Oh,
'cause
he's
I-
different. I mean, he might be
I'm
different than
bi. Oh, not bi. Wait a minute.
Hey,
wait a
go
minute. Wait a minute.
I'm
Wait a
with
minute.
you. Hey,
Let
hey,
me-
man.
Let me explain.
I respect you because you're my friend.
What?
Let me explain.
He missed it entirely.
No, I heard it.
Yeah,
okay.
He's kind of
did,
threw me for a
he
loop a
did.
little bit. And I'm like, what?
He took me for a loop.
For a very long time, I used to save my lunch money in elementary school to give it to this homeless guy off the freeway that we would see all the time. To the point where my mom caught me and like gave me some real shit for it.
Yeah.
But at a very young age, I knew that there was plight around me. That,
Corliss knows what's up. What's up? You know,
but oddly enough, at a certain point, I can't recall 100% correctly, but I know there's a moment where we saw him on the side of the freeway, like in a suit with a sign that said "Thank you," and that was good validation for that.
Yeah.
But I can't say 100% that's exactly what happened. But I do know
That's
for
your
sure.
interpretation of it.
Yeah, that I saved money
Yeah,
to
that's
give
fine.
to this
That's
guy.
that's your truth.
And I still do it occasionally. So that's where I'm like split because I'll sometimes give them my food. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to give you shit. Like I'm eating my food. Stop hanging out at this McDonald's. I want my McDonald's, and then I go. But then other times I'm like, I'm not finishing the shit. You can have it.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me,
Yeah.
like I think that's where maybe it helps me out being so simple with stuff. You know, I try to keep it simple. Like, and it's
You've always kind of been straightforward, though. That's
yeah,
what I fuck with you.
and honestly, but this comes from like something my sister said like years ago. She said, "Kiss, keep it simple, stupid."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
it
obviously,
says keep it
but
simple,
she's the
stupid.
first person that said it to me, and I was like, yeah, that's
She wasn't the first person to say it in the world.
fair.
That shit is old.
That is fair. But
Tell as old as time.
But ever
Yeah.
since then, it's kind of like stuck out to me, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's like, why do we have to like? And this is where I'm saying like I get a lot of like resistance from people that are like, oh, it's not that easy. And no, I'm not saying it's that easy. No,
You're saying it can be.
We have definitely made sure it's not that fucking easy. And,
Yeah.
and if you want like a firm example of it, just look at any type of like government structure.
Yeah.
So you can see how complicated shit can be because it's intentionally designed to be as complicated as it can be.
There's no country that has like a legit okay system, right? There's
I
no
don't know.
there's no
It's irrelevant
Right?
to me. It's irrelevant to the conversation.
well, I mean, like if there is one,
Sweden.
if there's one that exists, that means your proof of
Switzerland.
possibility is out there.
Maybe, but like this episode, we're actually where we have The Office on in the background.
Yeah.
This episode is like a perfect like
Analogy?
analogy. So in this, we're watching the episode
metaphor?
where Andy is performing.
Sweeney
Sweeney
Todd.
Todd,
The
yeah.
Sweeney
Todd
episode.
episode.
I'll tell you the tale of Sweeney Todd. Sweeney. I love that fucking musical.
And
I don't give a fuck. What's
there-
up?
and while you guys were talking, I noticed the part where Daryl, where the guy who takes his part, or who's the lead, right, the plumber.
Right.
Yeah.
He comes up to him. He's like, hey, what's up? He's like, how's the toilet? And then they start just kind of like, oh, you know, great. You were great in the performance.
Yeah.
That human aspect of life is what we don't have. Like we don't have that human. Like we don't like. Hey, you have a plumber who is also an aspiring actor, so he's in the local community play.
Don't we?
To an extent, it's a small like fracas of people. It's not even
Yeah.
like it's not that long because of the
Okay.
metropolitan area, because everything's so busy.
I mean, look at us.
I would say there are
Yeah,
actors
we're
we know
friends, but
that.
yet how often
Yeah.
how long do we go from seeing each other?
It'll go months.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
We were
sure.
just talking about it. November
Yes.
was the last time I
So
was
we
on
actually
your
physically-
podcast. Other than that, it was the.
Well, and this is all based on
pre-COVID.
because of COVID. Because if there was no COVID, I think we would
Maybe.
Once I found out you're down the street, we probably would be hanging out more with the
Maybe.
with the food trucks thing and more.
I thought you already knew he was down the street from you.
Yeah, he says this
No.
every time. That's why I'm just
I
like,
know,
yeah,
he
maybe.
does, right?
I'm like, maybe. That's
'Cause
just-
you've
I figure-
been
I feel
known
like
he
it-
lives down the
I
street.
feel like the conversation flows quicker.
He's literally blocks from your crib.
Yeah, I picked you up. Remember?
Yes.
God, Keenan. You're the
Who exactly smoked?
you're the worst friend. You're the worst.
What?
friend.
How
But
dare
you're my
you?
best friend,
No,
so I
fuck
just have
you.
to
How
remember
dare you
that.
say that and announce it to the world?
Speaking
You
of a
can
good
lick my
friend,
balls.
I wouldn't be saying nicer things right now, but I thought that you were exactly awesome. No better, no worse. Exactly. See, that's a good friend. Fucking Michael Scott for you, dude.
Fucking Michael Scott.
Yeah, but he's also like a. Okay. Well, we had that
you better
conversation.
not, Keenan.
We know you agree. We talked about his like sexual advances and stuff like that on the show.
Yeah.
lot.
Oh no.
This
yeah,
show,
yeah. Very
like-
but I give comedy a pass when it's in the sake of comedy. If it's established that it's comedy.
Yeah, of
We had
course.
this argument on my birthday. Remember at the brewery.
The brewery.
We were talking about if you would get offended at a comedy show, and I said I don't think
Because
you
your
can.
friend, oh yes, his friend was about
Oh,
Dave
it-
Chappelle.
yeah.
And me and Ray were like, "What the fuck
Ray
you
and I.
talk?"
Yeah. Thank you.
Continue.
Just keep
Hold
it
on,
going.
hold on.
man. You
I
don't have
need
make
to
it-
get it. I need to get. I need to woo side. Hold on. I need a break. I need a break.
You should have like little point, like little sound effects for points.
I know.
That just so you can have a score by the
I
end of
know.
it. You don't have to even acknowledge it.
I don't want to be the grammar police here, Keenan, but
Fuck
get it right.
you. Fuck you.
No, but you guys were.
But
his
yeah,
friend was saying.
But
something-
he was talking about how it is that comedians can go over the line, and I said yes. To Like a very, very fine line extent. Like if you're up there just saying some racist ass like shit directly, that's not a part of like your comedic act. Then
Oh,
yes.
like Kramer.
Yes, like
that
super
time
racist.
that-
Like,
what's
that was
his-
racist.
Yeah, that
Like,
was
he
a
went on a racist
Yeah.
team.
That
Richard
was-
Pryor
a
has said
joke,
a
though.
lot of shit that could be considered racist against white people.
Of course.
But it's in the middle and it's for the comedic sake. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you're going into like a comedic event, you understand what you're going into.
Yeah.
You
Of
can't go in there
course.
with like feelings. Like,
But it's different when
"Oh."
people are,
At
because he
all.
said he didn't see him live. He watched it on Netflix, something like that. So
And
now
he-
you have an element
Yeah.
of,
Pre-recorded element.
yeah, but the rules should still apply even if you're watching it. But yeah, I do agree that once you go into a show,
But that's on you though.
you should know what that show's
Yeah,
about.
and that's on you.
You can't
That's
go
not-
to a
that's not
donkey
on the
show and get
comedian.
shocked that you saw this big ass
But
dick.
that's not on the comedian though.
no,
Like, no,
It's like
at
you're
all,
in the
at
wrong
all.
place.
yeah,
Yeah.
But they can do it now.
You're like,
because they
oh, I
see
don't
it
like
from their
Indian
home.
food.
Yeah,
So
why'd you go?
You shouldn't go.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go to an Indian restaurant.
I've had the honor and the privilege of watching Chappelle live twice.
Ooh,
fuck
I
you,
hate
Joe. We
you.
don't need to hear about your 1% bullshit.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
something that I'm definitely.
I thought,
envious
like,
of.
the first time I watched him, I was like, fuck, I have to watch him. I'm never going to see this again.
Yeah.
And then I, like, 6 months later, I got another opportunity to watch him live again. And I was like,
Life was
I
like,
have
oh
to
yeah.
watch him. I'm never going to watch him after
Life
this.
was like, oh yeah, watch.
I know.
watch this.
There you go.
But
Like a little
the
salt.
expectation was like, yo, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And absolutely it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time I watched him, he talked about what's the Jenner
The Kris Jenner stuff.
not
Kylie
Chris.
Jenner?
Or the Kylie
Well, what's his name now?
Oh,
Kylie, Crystal.
No,
No, his new name.
I just blame it on the whiskey right now.
yeah, we'll blame it
yes.
on the whiskey.
Yes,
But the Jenner, he
Yeah.
went on that tangent.
Caitlyn.
Which
Caitlyn,
was
that's it.
Which
There goes
was
the whiskey.
which was a big controversy.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
were like, "Oh, he can't be talking about him." da 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 da. And,
Yeah.
and I saw it and I was like, "Oh shit, that's fucking hilarious."
Did people laugh though in the audience?
Of course, people laugh.
Yeah.
Because it's genuinely funny,
Yeah.
and he's poking fun.
and he's exactly.
It's
Yeah.
not
It's
like
a very
like if I knew he was like a fucking straight up like
But
just
the fact. Here's the thing.
homophobic ass dude, then I'd be like, hey, whoa,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's
But
different.
that's the thing. He wasn't talking about that portion of it.
Yeah.
He was talking about
that's
the
what it
fact
got
that
taken.
Caitlyn Jenner is trans, but he's also like a conservative Republican,
Yeah.
oh, that part.
and it's like,
Yes.
Makes it
yo,
confusing.
how can you be trans but be like against like
What about the hypocrisy part of Republicans?
exactly?
That's probably
So
it.
he
Doesn't
was
that
talking
work
about
for,
that.
like-
And it's like, yo, like you have to laugh at the fact that this dude or this woman, if he wants to consider herself a woman now, which you know me, like I'm all for it because my
I don't give
sister
a
is
fuck what you
trans.
wanna-
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
My
what you wanna
sister
be
is
called.
trans, so I understand it. But you can't do that. You can't make that switch and then be like, yo, but I'm anti-abortion.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fucking.
yo, so then you're anti against yourself because you're trying to change your sex. You're trying to change your sex to something that you're more comfortable with. So how can you
My
say
body, my choice.
exactly? How can you say, yo, I'm better as a woman?
It sounds like because you're
but
alive.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm better as a woman, but I don't believe in people aborting children. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah, like and I'm not for aborting, but I'm not for taking people's rights away.
exactly.
Like that's I know people who are very anti-abortion, and I'm like, I understand the reasoning, but I also don't understand why it's your concern what somebody else is doing in
and
their
it
life.
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not talking about fucking murder fetuses like in the third trimester and shit. But
Hell
I
no.
mean,
Yeah, but there's still some badly recourse
and
if
I
they
have-
don't abort.
dude, I have friends who are products of fucking rape, who are like going to be aborted, that are alive, and I'm like, okay,
You gotta do
like,
it?
if that's not enough proof?
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I was on the cusp of being aborted. Like my mom has told me, like, yo, we were gonna abort you
Really
because we
lucked out,
weren't
Joe.
sure.
It was like heads or tails, bro. That
But
shit
It
Joe-
could have been.
Yeah,
It could have been.
yeah.
And I'm not like judging my mom like, yo,
No,
you
of
were
course
going to
not.
abort me. What the hell? Oh my gosh. No, you don't abort. Nobody should be aborted. Like, no.
This
like,
is really
what
a
the
stupid
fuck?
conversation because if she aborted you, then this is all irrelevant anyway.
Yeah,
It's not like you're gonna be upset. It's not like you're gonna know.
Yeah, it's not a what if. Like, oh my gosh, what would have happened if I wasn't here?
you never know.
Like, no,
Yeah.
fuck that.
But I get the whole like treating life as a gift. I get that. I completely fucking get that. But I'm
Unless
also
they're
under
like-
the impression that we all have our own lives and we should be able to live as long as you're not harming somebody else. You should be able to live your life the way you. If you want to be a man, a woman, you want to be referred to as he, she. It's them. What I don't give. It's your fucking right. It is not my right to fucking say shit about your life.
We're all ones and zeros anyway. Zero,
Well, at least I am.
0, 1, 0,
1, 0,
0,
0,
1, 0, 0.
I think it's just
Yeah.
us, Joe, that gets that. We're
No,
not-
but it's true. Like, I don't know. To me,
It's very simple to me.
like I said, to me, I could have been that aborted baby, but I'm not about to judge my mother for having the idea of saying, yo, maybe it's not the
How
right
dare you
time
be
for us to
human.
have that. Like, yeah,
How dare you?
no,
be
fuck
human.
that.
yeah.
Like it could, because she also told me that I want to say she had a miscarriage or she might have aborted the child previous to me, because I think there was a child between my older brother, who's the first, and myself. There was another child, and I think it was either aborted or miscarriage.
Can I ask a question to you both
Sure.
though about this? Something related but a little bit different. I saw an interview where somebody made a statement on the question. I'll get yours before I tell you what they said. Of who should be the one to choose whether or not the baby gets aborted between the husband or the
It's
wife?
the wife.
And
for
then
sure.
after that,
For me, it's the wife.
okay.
100% of the time.
And then after that, if she chooses to have the baby, but the husband chooses not to have the baby, is it the husband's choice whether or not to raise the baby? Because he chose not to have it, but then she said yes, and now he is forced to raise something he didn't. Like, that's where it was going.
That's an interesting.
That's a
question.
good one. That's a good one. For me,
If it's
I'm
too-
gonna say
Okay.
it's the woman's choice for sure whether she wants to have it or not.
Okay.
I feel like that really depends on the situation, though. Like as much as I get that line of thinking, I also feel like as the father, if I'm like a willing father and I'm a part of the situation, and my partner wants to and I don't want to, I feel like I should get some say in it. Like if I'm a douchebag and I'm just like hit it, quit it, like not really worried, then yeah. But I mean, I feel like as a father, I mean, I feel like I should be able to get a say.
Well,
in like
here's the
keeping
thing.
my
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
Okay.
Because then it goes into the same thing he's saying, which is, okay, if she says no, I'm keeping it, and I'm like, hey, okay, cool. Now I have to, even if it sounds like I don't have any say in it, is what it sounds like to me.
Well, this
Okay.
is where I was gonna
Okay.
go with it. Like, yes, to me, I believe it should be 100% the woman's choice whether she wants to have the child or not. And I think it should be the man's choice 100% whether he wants to take care of the child or not.
Okay.
Um,
But we have laws
That's
that
a
says
slippery-
you have
that's
to
a
take care of the
slippery
child,
slope.
right?
but
Yeah.
yeah, no, but
Is it?
but it is the man's moral obligation whether he wants to take care of the child or not.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it should. If the woman decides, yo, I want to have this baby, then the man should be able to say, yo,
So now it's his choice whether me like, okay, if you want
See,
it.
but I feel like you're blending situations that way though.
Oh, okay.
Talk to
Because I
me.
feel like you're blending like, blending situations where like you have active participants in the relationship and you have maybe one willing participant.
But that's what I'm saying. If the woman has the right to choose whether or not she has the right to whether or not she wants to have the child, I think it should be the man's right to choose whether or not he wants the responsibility.
I don't think so. I
Because
think
if
if
he
that
doesn't
child-
want the
Oh,
responsibility,
I think he has the right. I think
He
I
should
think
have the
that- I
right.
think a lot of fathers do fucking.
To
I'm
actually
a little
choose.
biased because
Yeah.
of my kids, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of fathers do actively take advantage of that right to just be able to not raise their children because they don't have to. They're not attached to their body. They can literally just dip.
yeah,
And it's
but
a lot harder for them.
but no, okay.
Okay.
But I think it needs to be in
In writing.
prior to birth. Yes, absolutely.
So at the
I
moment of
think-
when we're deciding
yeah,
this, that's where the discussion is like.
Yeah, I think at the moment the woman says, "Yo, we're gonna have this child. I want this child." The man has the right to say, "Okay, I either want the obligation or not."
I think
To
that,
raise
already,
this
but I
child.
think that already happens though. I think it's just, I mean, I
No,
don't.
because there are a lot of men who don't.
And
You
and
just
it's
say,
almost
"Fuck
and
it,
I think
don't
it's
want
by
that."
law you have to raise a kid or something like that, right?
Yes.
Like,
yeah, but
there's
I'm
no
talking about,
option.
but I'm talking about outside of law. Like I'm saying, like if you're a mom and like the dad just dips on it, and you're like, nah, fuck that, I'm not dipping. I mean, you're doing it right. I mean, you're
Right.
essentially just because something's not like in writing or anything like that, you're gonna do it. If you're the dad and you're like, I mean, there are dads who like the wives dip out and they're like, hey, they just get
The
left
wives
with
dip out.
kid.
Yeah, that happens
Yeah.
both ways.
And it's like, and they stick with it. So it's
Right.
It's I think at that moment, you know, the decision is made. I think these people that go and get wrapped up in court and all that shit is because they're just trying to complicate it. And it's not about whether they want to. It's about the other fucking person. It's the fight with the other person. These people that fucking have divorces and shit, and they use their kids as fucking weapons
Right.
and shit like that. It's like, it's not about the
I hate
divorce. It's
that
not about
shit.
the relationship. It's not about you getting away from them. It's not about how much you hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the fact that you just you're infatuated with each other. And this
So-
is the next step.
But then why have the initial start of my body, my choice? Like
That's
where did
what-
that come about
But
if it isn't
but
about
that seems like an obvious thing to me. Like I
That
don't-
should be.
Like
That,
that doesn't seem like a thing that needs to be
that
talked
should
about.
be a no-brainer. Yeah.
That's
So-
like me saying, "Hey, I'm going to spend my money on what I want to spend it on."
But
Yeah.
you do have people that tell you how you spend your money.
Yeah,
though,
but
right?
I'm saying me to you.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Yeah,
telling
but
Keenan, "Hey,
that's-
Keenan, guess what? I got paid yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend my money on what I want to spend it on."
Right.
Well, how you feel about that? It's kind of stupid, right? Like, all right,
Right.
why the fuck would you tell me?
So
that?
wouldn't it
Yeah.
also be obvious then about the second step about whether or not to raise it?
That's what.
to me,
That's
but
what.
But we're
what
saying
I'm
that a
on
lot.
my end.
But there's a big segment of dudes that don't. This is not like a one-off.
That don't
take care of their kids.
right.
Like there are a lot of broken homes, and
course.
the
Right.
traditional modern or the new modern family now is because of broken homes, and it's
Yeah,
not all
you're right.
because not all of it is willfully, but nowadays it is. I mean, you can't say this like in the crack epidemics back in like the fucking 70s and 80s and shit, you know. But
yeah, you couldn't.
nowadays, I mean, a lot of it is very controlled. A lot of dudes just think it's like it's cool to fucking dip on people
To have a baby and then dip.
Yeah,
But
it's like
you're saying that it should be natural that they want to stay if they're creating a baby.
yeah, but when you're a bitch, you don't.
But-
when you're scared,
And
you
that's why I was
fucking don't.
asking my question.
You hide it, mask it whichever way you want.
Isn't that the same? Can't you use that same logic for the females who come up with that option of
I don't.
why would you have sex and make a baby
Well-
if you don't?
I feel like for a female, it's a little different because you are actually connected with the child. Like, so you actually do share like
Literally
a physical
connected,
bond.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
As much as a man wants to be like, I want to have that bond. Yeah, you can have the bond to an extent, but you are never really fully like
For the
intertwined
for the
as-
raising
as
part,
two
but
living beings.
genetically, technically, it does take
But now
part
it's-
of you and part of her. But the raising
Yes.
part,
But your
But
part
but
as a
two
man
hearts
is
beat-
Yeah.
very.
but two
minimal.
Yeah.
hearts beating at the same time is never
Yeah.
intertwined with a man.
Do you
Yeah.
know how much nut I've gotten rid of, like that I don't give a fuck about? So the bond.
like, are you talking about today?
No,
or
but exactly. You're
Yeah.
saying, but we're technically part
No,
of
I'm
that bond
I'm
as well.
using
Like,
I'm just using the statements and rhetorics to
No, I
make
know,
sure
I know,
that
I know.
everything is being.
I know, but to me, that argument of saying, well, I'm just as much a part of this
I'm
child
not,
as
but that's not an
I
argument.
know, I know you're not, but I'm
Yeah.
saying the rhetoric
Uh-huh.
of saying that, I'm just as much a part of this child as you are because I gave my semen to create this child is not even closely compared to the bond that a woman has. Like, because and as I stated just now,
I watched it, bro. It ain't close.
Yeah.
It's not
there's
close.
absolutely no way. Like, dude, I get rid of my fucking semen every fucking day without a second thought.
Yeah.
You know, like, but a woman,
Yes, she releases eggs, but
incubating-
not, yeah.
yeah, but incubating that
Yeah.
child
Yeah.
is very
There's
different
care,
from me
there's
just
time, there's
busting a
effort,
nut,
there's-
smelling that shit, tossing it out. Like,
Yeah.
there's
So what about our
Thanks
our
for being so descriptive.
new advances
I
that
know.
don't it doesn't eliminate it but makes it alternative like surrogate mothers and test tube babies.
I
Now
see-
you don't have that bond anymore.
But that's an alternative.
I'm just
like,
saying I'm adding it to the
what
flavor
I'm
of our
saying, it's all
conversation.
the
because it's few and far between, so
Yeah.
you can't make that comparison.
Well,
Because
it's-
that is an active
it's-
choice because a woman can't harbor that child.
No, I'm bringing it in to not fully counteract, but to add a different way of looking at it. Where if we're talking about the bond and the two hearts being as one, that that there is a possible option that doesn't have to be anymore, then go back to our original two statements that we were talking about. The my body and the raising of the baby.
The only reason I can't get behind that is because that is the idea of surrogates is a last resort. Like, women will not do that unless they absolutely
willingly.
Can't have
yes. But
so you can't make that comparison to the idea.
I've met some who are like, that's like their option.
Well,
is one of their options,
like that's their option.
even if they can have children.
Like, they don't want to go through the labor and the pain and stuff like that.
See,
but
that's
still
weird
have
to
a
me.
kid.
That's like,
yeah. I mean, it's weird to me.
Well, that's the only reason why I've
come across two different people in my lifetime that feel like that.
It's kind of
who
like
said they'd rather have surrogates. Like,
but that's the plan they had.
And I've met a few that
Both
had
career women.
damn, that's crazy to me.
And well, the only reason why it would seem uneasy or strange is because the experience. This is something kind of new, and it's something that I'm tossing in. Where if somebody has like a tried and true formula, and then you find out a fraction of percent that doesn't work in this case or this scenario, I just wanted to bring it in like, hey, we now can't say everyone and everybody and everything, because that's not true anymore. It might be a 80-90% kind of thing, but they're not. We now have
still pretty high.
Yes, but we now have caveats. We can't use our. I'm just saying we can't use our terminology like everybody.
Caveats.
Yeah, but it's never really brought up. It's always no. This is how it has to be or feel or act, and until someone like me brings in a caveat, then they rechange their whole statement.
What do you mean, someone like you?
A unique, handsome, tall black gentleman who's
that's
single.
very far off.
Okay.
Fuck you,
Sorry,
Joe.
Hey man, I'm not one to like
Suck
rain
my
on anybody's
dick.
parade. Well, sometimes if you deserve it,
It's not a but it's just again. That's what I mean. Like I don't see a lot of people bringing in. Oh, well, what about this? It's always we feel this way. It's got to be this way. It's always 100% right.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like for me, like right now with everything that's going on, that's what I'm telling everybody. Like keeping everything simple keeps everything very, very clear for me, specifically, I guess for me, just because there's no like nuances, there's no like outliers, there's no. It's like okay, to me, I mean honestly, we're a population of people. We're all different skin tones. All that shit is irrelevant to me. We're people. We all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be treated with some form of respect, whatever
Dignity
you deem
and
that
respect,
is.
yeah.
Whatever that respect is to whatever that person is. Some people deem it different ways. Like I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm super fucking flawed, but for me to sit there and judge somebody else would be real stupid. So I feel like, everybody's got the right to live their life. As long as you're not interfering with somebody else's life or putting other people's life in jeopardy, I don't really think that there's much to life other than what we've created. Like cities, policies, laws, permits, all this shit is crap we've literally just invented. What the fuck is a permit? It's a paper that I go sign and I give you some money for it. And it says, hey, you're good till next year when I'm going to want this shit again.
Yeah.
And then your dog needs to get registered again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a stupid
You're right. Yeah,
It's
That's what I'm saying. That's like money, the economy, politics, campaigning, presidency, imperialism, trade. All this shit is all crap we've all like literally invented. It's not real.
What's the real stuff that you see?
You die.
You die.
You fucking die. If I punch you in the fucking face and you bleed,
Yeah.
hey, that's pretty fucking real.
that hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
The idea behind it, maybe you don't agree with why I punched you in the face, but
No, you're right.
You're
that
trying to
shit
say,
hurt.
Ray?
That shit hurt. Well, I shouldn't even say that.
You get a little violent.
Hey,
You get a little violent from me, player.
No,
Like,
no,
I'm
no,
right.
actually, and I'm saying
You having some of that sauce?
no, I'm apologizing because I'm saying I assumed you couldn't take a punch, but who knows? Maybe it is pretty weak.
Oh, really?
I don't
Maybe you do
tell
bleed,
you,
but maybe it ain't shit. I don't know.
I've known Keenan for a long time.
I've been in a fight club.
He runs away from a confrontation.
Oh,
so.
fuck you. I
You
admitted
ran
that.
stats
I
for that
admitted
fight club.
I was a statistician for a
You're
fight
a
club.
statistician, dude. Get out of here.
but I'm still all decked out and buff and ready to go.
Just in case, man.
Yeah.
First alternate,
Yeah.
always on deck.
What?
We're
I did.
it's phenomenal. We've had an excellent conversation.
I did have some pre
been all
convo stuff that I wanted for Ray to talk about in the car, but we did cover.
Oh, you wanted sports. You were asking.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Ray about what he thought about the cardboard cutouts and the TV screens and stuff like that, like the desperation to have
fans.
people there in an active sports game. Like, my question would be, if it's so serious, why have sports anyway? Why does it have to be there? Why can't you just say no more sports?
I'm a diehard
Yeah.
Laker fan.
Yeah.
I love sports. I'm a fucking jock growing up. Sports does not need to be back.
So
it should not be back.
It should not be back. Okay, because I was
100%
like,
should not be back.
let's say they
Zero reason.
legitimately die, why are we risking people's lives just so you can be entertained?
For
You know?
money.
For
It's
money.
all
Oh
money.
yeah, I know.
It's
I
all
know the real
capitalism.
answer.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
yeah, it's just silly.
100%.
I-
I'm a diehard, and I'm like, and I'm watching. I'm
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
the NBA, bro. I was watching the LAFC game. God rest her soul.
Yeah.
Gosh, man,
And-
we got whooped.
Yeah.
But that
We were
was
horrible.
part of my problem. I knew that it was going to be a divisive element to everything that's going
course.
on, and I knew I'm going to succumb to it.
Okay.
I mean, as much as I'm like, I'm
Of
still trying to
course.
stay engaged. I understand that for me, maybe I might not be fully disengaged, but I know there's a lot of people that are like, thank you very much. Checking out now. Black Lives Matter. Say what? And I'm out on
Dude,
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I was the dude that was like, oh man, we shouldn't have an MLS's back tournament. That's ridiculous. Why are we doing that? We're endangering these players' lives. We're doing okay. Okay. Well, okay.
But I'm not even worried about the athletes. It's
Yeah.
not about the athletes.
Yeah.
Because the athletes are going to be fine.
Well, that's what I was
They're
saying.
tip-top
Oh, yeah,
shape,
they're
fucking finely tuned instruments.
Adonises.
But the
Big
fact of the matter
dicks.
is, the people around them that are supplying, that are helping the faculty, the staff, are
They'll
not.
be fucked
you
up.
know?
Yeah.
And the transition of it is the problem still, and they still transition the fucking disease. That's my problem. And we could be fucking turning up like Wuhan right now.
Yep.
If we
Oh,
were really
Again?
about
Is
it.
it back again?
No, they're
bro.
turning up. They're
Dude,
having a
Wuhan's
ball.
got like full-blown concerts going. Like they're like legit back in regular like business as usual.
Damn, that'd be messed up if they just got another hit because
Yeah.
of that.
And if that was the case, then we'll talk about it. But
Yeah,
for right now,
yeah.
bro,
They're-
they've done everything
doing-
right, and here they are.
Wow.
And we're still trying to figure out whether we
All
need to
right.
wear masks.
America.
Like it's a
Don't
stupidity.
tread on
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's the stupidity. It's like just wear the. I don't like the fucking mask. I don't like the quarantining. I don't like this. Just fucking do it so we can go
Get
back
that,
to
yeah,
doing the shit
yeah.
we like.
Yeah.
It's like I'm talking to my kids.
I'm with you. Yeah.
And we were bred to be that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
what they do. They divide us, and the guys who don't give a fuck are the guys who have like acres and acres of land.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't give a fuck about
I'm
quarantine.
more than 6 feet.
Bro, I've been quarantining
old.
for the last 4. Jay-Z and Beyonce are like, what? You mean I gotta tell fucking my maid and my to like
They can't cook for me anymore.
you have to wait till I leave the room in
Yeah.
order to clean the room.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what? For the next 6 months, you're going to be living here.
This is gonna be
You
tough
will not
for
be
you.
communicating
spare
with
house.
your family.
You will be wearing a mask
Yeah.
because you know damn well Beyonce and Jay-Z
Yeah.
and their family are not.
Yeah.
But the staff are all wearing masks. And you know if they're paying them rightfully so, I guess so. But it's still like 100% obvious to what the problems are, regardless if it's for a reason or it's a fact or blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Those are all the entanglements.
Okay.
Those are all the entanglements that we all
Look at
kinda-
you.
So this simple lifestyle you're
But I
living,
hate that, by the way. I hate that I use that.
entanglements.
Yeah, I hate that I use that. I hate that
Yeah.
his life is being
Just
just
a-
turned
Smith,
into
I
a
love you,
joke.
man. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
Like, and I'm sorry that I said it. You know, I take that back, and I will not say entanglements.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I've said it a couple times,
Oh,
and it always
okay.
sits. It doesn't sit well for me every time I say
That
it.
word, just
'Cause
the
I
word.
do respect Will Smith. I know a lot of people have certain ways of feeling. and all
Oh,
that.
I
do
don't know what's
respect Will
going
Smith.
on. By the way, I know they did an interview of something,
She
or
cheated on him,
Yeah.
and they went on TV and hashed it out. and
didn't he
people are
cheat on her
using-
too, or something?
No,
Like
this is
Margaret
about-
Robbie,
It
or-
wasn't even that she cheated on him. They were separated, and she had a
Yeah, and
fling.
she had a
Wait,
fling.
so how?
It's not my business.
Exactly.
It's not my
If
business.
you already separated,
I don't-
Exactly.
Exactly. But this is what I'm saying. It's none of my business.
Right.
Whatever it is, it's fine. It is what it is between them.
I don't know why I'm asking for a full-on
Ripopo.
judgment, but one of my thoughts.
I know.
I'm processing. My brain
Okay,
is
go
like
ahead.
trying to. But a thought or methodology I have is that, and I'm single, so I can't really fully back this up 100%. But I want to believe that this is who I am now. Where if I'm with somebody, and somewhere in the relationship they want to bang somebody else, or cheat or whatever, I would want to be able to just like for them to tell me, "Hey, Keenan, I'm breaking up with you. I'm gonna go do this person, blah blah," and it's over. Like rip it off like a Band-Aid kind of thing. Like I'm way more comfortable with that. And it would hurt and it would sting and it would suck. But at least I know that's the reason. Like there was nothing wrong with me. You had
You
some
still-
sexual interest with
But
some
you
other
still,
person.
you still might think something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Well,
you're-
that's what I'm saying. I'm not in that scenario 100%, but I want to believe that that's the kind of guy I am, based off of what I see around me. It's like I don't want to be that person. I'd rather
It
just
sounds
have
like
you
you
tell
want to
me.
be. It sounds like you just want to be clear.
Yeah. But and then just just do it
Because
Like-
what happens when you're not clear?
about my statement.
Look,
Or-
just when you're not clear.
Oh, if I want to be with the person,
Okay.
I don't know what like clear and what.
Like just
What's
clear.
your
When you're not
clarity?
clear, what do you do? Like what do you default to when you're not clear on something?
Are we talking about in a relationship?
I don't know.
Or just-
sure.
If you're talking about if you're generalizing beyond too much,
I'm not.
you're trying to simplify it. Is that the deal that's
I
going
guess.
on?
Yeah, sure.
That's like That's like me asking you, Ray. How do you feel? How do you feel about
I
what?
feel good, man.
Oh my God.
What's the problem?
That's
It's real. real easy,
what?
right?
So yeah, Keenan. What
And my
happens
wife
when
right
you're
now is probably
Well,
listening to this.
okay.
She's like, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass when you get home.
if
You could talk
to
now?
answer your question, then I would say if I'm not clear, then I would say I'm not clear. That's my answer. I'm not clear.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well then,
that works.
But what do you? I'm
There
saying, what
we
do you-
are.
What do you default to? Like, what's your default status? Like, what do you ask more questions? Do you just like? Are you just okay with it?
Yeah,
You just leave it
see,
at-
now
Yeah,
you're
that-
asking more. Now you're trying to get more specific.
Well,
You
yeah,
can't
because
ask
you're
a
not
general
trying to-
question.
you're
I'm
You need- it
getting
seems
to
like
the
you need more help.
generalization.
I'm just trying to give you as much
Yeah.
support as you need.
Oh my God.
I am there.
Let me see, Joe's
So, what do you do when you're not clear?
on what.
It's a pretty straightforward
yeah.
question.
Okay,
Keenan.
what do you do, Joe, when you're not clear? What do you default to?
I fucking freak the fuck out, bro. I start. My anxiety goes up. I start like, according to this test I took, I go more into creative and I go more into conservative, which is interesting. Or not conservative, practical.
Here's the when
Still
there
too
is no
broad.
when there's no clarity for me, I just go into ownership mode.
Like, you
Like
just take
I don't
you
give a
take the
fuck.
wheel.
I'm like, all right, you don't want to clarify, then I'm gonna
I
give.
take the wheel.
I'm gonna do what I do.
Get the fuck out the
Yeah,
way. God damn.
I'm gonna do what I do.
I got this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Like if there's no clarity for me, if I'm asking
But that's
questions,
the default leader and that's the default alpha. In you.
yeah, I'm just like, all right, well, I'm not getting straight answers, so I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna assume what I assume because
You don't know what
apparently
you're
apparently if you don't know what the fuck is going on, then I'm gonna fucking take the reins and go my path.
He's Rudolph.
Yeah, straight up.
He's like, fucking light that shit, light the way, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What?
This
There's a
knows-
snowstorm? There's a snowstorm? No problem.
I got it. That's what
Hey,
I do.
Blitzen, kick back, bro. I got this one.
So what do you do when you?
What are you
when
doing,
it's not
Blitzen?
clear? Ooh,
On Dasher?
Keenan doesn't
Prancer?
have an answer.
I don't need an answer.
Comment.
Do I have to have an answer?
Ooh, we've just,
I guess
If it's not clear, then there's no answer. There's
I know,
no,
but what do
there's
you
no
do?
answer.
Like, what do you
maybe
do?
maybe
You
we're
just gonna
watching him do
still-
it right now,
Yeah.
actually.
I think so.
He
And-
seems unclear
and
right now.
Well, okay, so if it's not clear, I just gave you my answer. I don't do anything.
You
Okay,
just
so you just-
okay.
you-
so
It's
you
not
just
clear.
let
If it's not clear,
So you
then
just
I let it.
stay still.
Yeah,
You just don't do shit.
yeah.
Damn. Okay.
So I could see why you would want clarity in a relationship, like for her to just be like, hey, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm going to go suck this fool's dick and it's done.
Yeah.
Because if she's not, then you're probably like, so what do I do?
No, because there has to be something there. That if you're too broad in general, you're leading me to nothing. Like you're giving.
I know.
You're
So
giving.
that's what we're saying. What do you do?
I get more. I try to get more out of the information.
Okay, so
Which
you
is what I've been
you
doing.
dig deeper.
Yeah.
So
That's what
dig.
you do.
You dig.
You dig deeper.
So you're a digger. You're like, I need more. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying. I'm asking you what you do.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Remember, I was
like,
telling you earlier. I was like, I know what a piece of shit I am. I know what a good person I am, and I know what a piece of shit I am.
Right.
I know what I am, and I know what I'm not. But
Yeah.
knowing it doesn't mean shit to me if I don't recognize it in the moment.
Okay.
It's like that's what
That's
I say.
what I'm
Knowing
saying,
is
like-
half the battle. It's half
Right.
the battle because it doesn't mean you're gonna do shit about it.
exactly. So if you're not getting the answer, what are you going to do about it? For me, myself,
Right.
I'm just going to do what I do.
Yeah, like I dig. Like I dig a little deeper. But that's part of the getting creative, the getting practical. Like, okay, practical would be ask more questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Right.
I ask more questions. But I also, okay, if they're like, hey, well, we're not sure, so then I'll get creative. And that's probably where my strength comes in. Is okay, no rules, no, hey, it's a fucking blank canvas, go for it. And that's probably a little bit more of my forte.
Okay. But that's after.
That's
you
when
dig.
I'm in a place where I'm like unsure.
Okay.
Whether it be with like relationships or whatever the fuck it is, work. Like yeah, I'm just in a place of
Right.
of being unsure.
So yeah, on that statement of whether it's work or relationships or anything that
Anything.
comes to that, then I would ask for more information.
So that's what you would do then.
So you dig. You probably become more practical.
Yeah, I
sometimes.
think he's just a digger.
You get a little more safe, maybe. Because that's what I feel like when I get more practical. I feel like I get more in the safe zone. Like I'm just like, okay, let's
what you're
let's
comfortable
feel
with, yeah.
what's reasonable. Like that's why I feel like go like, okay, what's reasonable.
Okay.
Well,
I
comfortable.
see.
Yeah, maybe not safe, but comfortable.
That's what I'm saying. That's what when I say default, I mean like, what do you automatic? Like, what's your body? Like, what's your brain like just already like wired to do? Like we're all wired to do something like automatically. Like we're just literally all we do is literally just respond to shit.
For me, it's for sure. I just take the reins and do what I do.
Yes, and that's alpha.
Yeah.
That's a straight up alpha thing.
Then yeah, it would be
So
getting
you-
information.
So
It
you
would
want
be
to investigate a little bit more.
Yeah, investigate. Yeah,
You want to be clear.
yeah.
When you're not clear, you're like, I want to be clear, so I need to fucking get some answers.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
so
asked
that.
a lot of questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say that's fair.
You low key just did that right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You're like, wait
Well,
a minute. What do you mean?
That's what I say. I was like, he's
He
probably
low-key
doing it right
just
now.
did that right
he's
now.
probably doing it right now. He's like,
You
seems
didn't
so
get clarity,
unsure.
so like, what do you mean
Yeah,
by
and
that?
Now we're clear.
Like,
Ta-da!
can we get a little
Lazy.
deeper into that?
Can you add
please?
like some clapping right here? Like an audience
A
clapping?
soundtrack. We had one, but I think that was Philly stuff.
Small dick.
Oh fuck you, Joe.
Oh, man.
What?
I don't know, Keaton.
What?
Don't go there.
Don't go.
One final question.
It's a positive way.
Yeah, I wasn't negative. See, you're so negative.
Have you
Well,
guys
he
seen?
said don't go there.
One question, dude.
Okay, so you saw the Batman trailer.
Uh-huh.
Did you watch anything else from DC Fandom?
I watched Justice League. I watched Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman vs Superman. I saw. What was the one with the really bad one with Will Smith?
Suicide
No.
Squad.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
the new stuff, the DC Fandom that just happened this week.
Oh, see, no.
Oh, okay.
That's all I saw.
So you just
The
saw the
trailer.
Batman trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see the Suicide Squad trailer?
No, I haven't seen it but that's because I said it. I thought
You
the
didn't
first
wanna
one was
fuck
really
with
bad.
it.
I saw the
Damn.
Marvel
So
one.
I'm a gamer, and they released the new trailer to the Batman game.
See, that's different though.
Yeah, you asked him about something that was like movie related.
No,
Yeah,
I said
movies aren't
DC
my thing.
Fandom.
Yeah.
I said DC Fandom. And
Yeah. See,
that's
I'm not
the event
familiar
that-
with what that is.
Okay, so the DC
I'm not familiar
Fandom.
with the branding.
You
of
need
it.
clarity.
No, I mean the branding of it.
So DC Fandom is the same as like when Disney does their D23, when like it's some Comic Con
it's like
type of shit.
Mama Week.
It's like it's like some Comic
Okay.
Con type of
DC
shit.
Mama Week.
So DC Fandom is when they release all the new shit that they're going to be doing for the year,
Okay.
for next year.
It's like
Oh, okay,
BlizzCon.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's like
yes,
BlizzCon,
gotcha.
it's like Comic Con, it's like all these things.
Gotcha.
So this week we had DC Fandom. So DC released all the new shit that they're going to be doing in the next couple of years, and the Batman was one of them. They released
The Wonder Woman, right?
teaser trailer.
1984.
They released the new trailer for Wonder Woman. They released the teaser trailer for Suicide Squad. They released the Black Adam teaser,
So,
which is The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, and they released a couple of games. They released the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, which is going to be a new multiplayer game. based on the Suicide Squad, and they released the new Batman game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you guys have ever played any of the Arkham games.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the new Arkham game that takes place right after Arkham Knights, which was their latest one. I don't know if you guys know anything about the Arkham game, but at the end of that one, Batman, quote unquote, dies. And-
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Way to go.
I was gonna download it tonight, man.
So fuck you. So the new game called Gotham is called Gotham Knights, which is a play on some of the comic book shit that came out. There's one called Death in the Family in the comics called Batman Death in the Family, and that's when Batman dies and his quote unquote kids take over. And when I mean kids, I mean Dick Grayson, I mean Batgirl, I mean all that shit. So this game is based on that, on his kids taking over for his mantle, taking his mantle. So it's Batgirl, it's Robin, it's Nightwing, it's Red Hood, and it's gonna be like a multiplayer, which is the first time that's ever happened.
Like a MMO or
No, it's a multiplayer, online multiplayer. So you can start a story, and then somebody could join in on that
there's no
story.
other games
and
like
play
that
game.
before? Is this the
No, I'm
first that they're
saying for
doing
the
it?
DC,
Yeah.
for the Batman games, this is the first time that's ever gonna happen, which is fucking dope.
Yeah, that's pretty tight.
Gavin and I were fucking
Geeking out.
fanboying
Yeah.
the fuck out. We're like, oh my god,
That
because
sounds pretty tight.
like the teaser trailer that they showed some gameplay shit, and it was Batgirl. And she was doing her little story mode, and she's doing her thing, and all of a sudden on the top corner you see Robin has joined the session, and then you see Robin come in, and he's like
that's
helping her
fucking
out
tight.
and
Oh,
all
cool.
that shit. So I was like, oh my
Sporadically jumps
god,
in. Yeah. That's
yeah.
tight.
Huh.
So I think I'm not exactly sure of the details because they haven't released them, but I think it's going to be a 4-player situation where everybody could join in if they wanted to.
4-player.
Up to
Okay.
4 players,
Yeah.
which is Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood.
Okay.
And it's
can
pretty
see it.
exciting because it hasn't happened.
For DC. I feel like
yeah, for
has
DC,
this happened
yeah.
in any? I guess this has happened in other games too.
I don't
Like the
know
Lego
if
stuff?
this happened. No, Lego you can only do 2 players.
2 players. Okay. What about that new Marvel game that's coming out? The Avenger one.
It might.
Hmm.
I don't know enough about the new Marvel game, but I think you might be right. I think they might have a 4-player multiplayer.
It'd be kind of cool. Not
But-
same screen though. Is it co-op same screen or
No, it's online.
Oh, okay.
Online multiplayer,
Okay.
which is fucking awesome because
you have your own
Everybody has
screen?
their own screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
so if we wanted to, we're at
Yeah,
my
3, you just need
crib,
one more TV.
we could have the whole situation here, that which I think is fucking dope.
I'm still surprised you guys aren't on Twitch.
I don't-
What's
yeah.
Twitch? No, I'm just kidding.
Fuck yeah. Real quick, but while we're on the subject of video games, have you guys watched the Netflix docu-series? They
Joe
just
just
released
showed
it
me a
like
little
last
bit,
week.
yeah.
It's called High Score.
Mm.
It is fucking beautiful.
What is it about?
It tells you the story of video games, and basically like the turning points, the important points of video game history. So it doesn't delve into like who created the video game and how they did it, but it says, look, in 1970 something, Atari was the shit, and this is how they became the shit. In 1980 something, Space Invaders came in and they took over, and that led to Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, and that's how that shit happened. In 1990 something, violence was getting a little more, was getting a little better in video game industry, so they created Mortal Kombat and they created Doom, and these were the key players. In such and such, the multiplayer online was happening, and this is what So it gets into like little details,
Pretty trippy.
like events. It tells you about key events in the video game industry that made the video game industry flourish.
And you find out about things like we found out the space. Well, you already saw before me. This guy who created Space Invaders couldn't even get past the second level.
Yeah, like he himself couldn't technically even though he created the game, he couldn't get past the second level because it was that like fleshed out that he did it so well that he himself couldn't even do it.
That's
like
funny.
Yeah, right.
And it talks about the fucking 10-year-old kid who was able to do the Nintendo tournament and become a finalist and become a world champion while they tell you the story of how that shit was fleshed out. It's pretty dope. If you guys get a chance, Netflix, High Scores.
I think I
That's
might
what
have
it's called.
something to watch that chocolate with now.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
Holler. Hell yes.
I'm already like, as soon as you said it, I was like,
Hell yes, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy that.
And with that,
You said wow, it's been 2 hours?
yeah, we've
Wow.
come to the soapbox portion of
I'm
our
just
podcast.
surprised, Joe. Can't I still be surprised?
No, you can always be surprised.
Damn, always this
I love you.
judgment.
Shut
This
up.
judgment coming
He's
from this
unsure,
side.
so
Don't
he's
judge
defaulting.
That's not a default.
I don't get proper answers, so I just take
Fuck
over.
you, Joe. That's not. Give me an answer. It was a reaction to my reaction.
This is
You
really
dick.
interesting to watch.
Fuck you guys.
And with that, we have come to the soapbox portion of our podcast. We haven't had a guest in a couple of weeks, so we're so happy to have one this week. And with the soapbox, as some of you know, and for those of you who are just tuning in, the soapbox portion of the podcast is the portion where we let our guests and ourselves have a moment to speak on anything we want to talk about, whether it's promoting something, venting on something, shouting someone out, anything. You get an undisclosed amount of time as long as you need. Usually it's about 3 to 5 minutes to speak on whatever it is, uninterrupted. We try to stick to it, but sometimes it doesn't happen.
Joe fucks up.
But fuck you. But since we have a guest this week, we're gonna let Ray take the reins on the soapbox, followed by Keenan, and I'll close it out. Ray, this is your soapbox.
So this soapbox, this is literally coming off the cuff right now, because I should have known better. But this is going out to Laker Nation. Laker Nation, let me have a couple minutes of your time. So here we are. We're in the quote-unquote playoffs in the bubble. And we're going through the ups and the downs, man. But I need you guys to calm the fuck down. You guys just need to calm the fuck down, man. This one game to the next thing's got to chill the fuck out. I get it, the ups and the downs of the game and all that shit. But the bad-mouthing our players, the talking shit about our players, like, I get it, man. KCP can go 0 for 25 in a game, and we're very heated. But come on. It's just illogical for us to expect our team to be loyal and to stick together when we as a fan nation, fan group, I don't know what you'd fucking call this, but if we can't do it, how the fuck are the players supposed to do it? And I say this just because it's just something that fucking rides me like nonstop every day. Like especially on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, if you're a part of Lakers Twitter, you know. It's just an up and down battle. If it's not Kuzma, it's Danny Green. If it's not Danny Green, we're going back to fucking D-Fish. I mean, it's always somebody with Laker Nation, all right? We're going to win the championship. Do not fucking sweat it. The only team that could have probably beat us were the Clippers, and they've probably squandered that. I'm sorry, Joe. R.I.P. Playoff P. And I say that very loosely. And I just started noticing that I'm rhyming. And I'm still doing it. But that's all I got.
I
Short and
think
sweet.
you were talking about savior. That's what it sounds like, because Lakers always seem to have a savior.
I'm going to come back on the podcast at some point.
So
Just a reminder, I will come back on.
it's not.
Do you want to
Cruz,
rock your team? I thought that
It's
hat
not
was really dope.
Caruso.
Do you know this, Joe?
Oh, yeah, here. So Keenan really got a kick out of this hat.
Yeah.
Check it out.
It looks like a penis.
What?
It's not.
It looks like the plant. It's like a death eating.
What?
What the fuck? Oh, that's adorable. What is that's
Right.
yours?
It's a flying chunkla.
That's fucking
Yeah,
great.
That's actually a minor league hat.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's fucking dope.
Yeah. I thought the first time I saw this show, I was like,
Yo, I thought it
wow.
was like a Venus flytrap.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Seymour?
But Keenan was like loving this shit. I'm
Yeah,
like,
when he told me the name of it, I like the style and the colors and stuff. And then he told me the name. I was like, oh my god, that's
dope.
hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not part of my soap opera.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, man, don't
But
fuck it up.
it sounded like you
That's
were
my
talking
soap.
about a
Okay,
savior.
my soapbox is Ray. Your hat's dope, and the flying chiclas are dope.
Chiclas.
I'm American. Fuck you, Joe.
Okay.
Chanclas way.
Chanclas.
Okay. Lakers always has a savior. Keenan,
Yeah.
it's your
Yeah,
soapbox.
but I know where my soapbox. Don't point at me, Joe. Thank you, Ray, for coming on the show.
Yep.
Thank you, Joe, for hosting us at your house, even though you're a piece of shit.
100%.
Um,
Not the piece of shit part. Fuck. Sorry, Joe. He lumped me into you motherfucker, dude.
Yes.
He got me.
I have my moments.
I'm going to pull that back. That comment was not intended for Joe. It's collateral damage from fucking Keenan's shit. I'm gonna
Yeah,
turn
man.
this off.
Okay. Thank you to all of our listeners. Definitely, please like us, comment. Don't be afraid to say some wild and out shit on our Instagram. I don't care. I hope Joe doesn't care. But if you want to write some, well, I mean, maybe I will care if it's like, oh, blatantly racist or some shit like that. But hell, I love the traffic, so say it. Say whatever you want. You can keep it simple, stupid. And thank you for listening. Spread the word. Tell your families, friends, your side chick or your side dude.
Yeah.
Anybody and everybody. Thank you. And then to add to that, my soapbox.
That wasn't the soapbox?
No, well, it's my intro to the soapbox because
Yeah,
I
it's not
because we
really
never really gave thanks to people.
He usually
who listen.
gives thanks before his soapbox.
Yeah, and that's a new thing I do now. That's my thing. It's not CQ anymore. it's
I don't even have a morning cup, so I'm with you, brother.
So that's my thing. Yes, I still, and yes, as my soapbox, I want Joe to continue his morning cup of jokes. I like it. I really like that a lot.
I didn't like that you didn't know your segment name, okay?
Okay, I know I swore
This is
I
yours.
said it right. But shit. I guess my soapbox is a little bit of a concern, but it's only a personal thing because I don't really have a soapbox actually. So everything of all my thank yous, but to notice also that pretty much everybody and their mama has a podcast now. I'm a little concerned that our notoriety, because I felt we were very unique. Maybe we're not. I don't know. There's billions of podcasts out there, but I do feel after recent interest that people would tell us about how cool it is to be on the show and that they want to come on frequently. I thought that was super awesome. Made me feel like we have something here. We just need to get ourselves out there and cut through the ocean. It's an ocean of podcasts. It's not a lake or river. It's an ocean of podcasts, and we're just a droplet trying to hit the skies and float and be above and rain down on our. Yeah, I am. But I know a small worry came over me. I noticed a lot of people starting up podcasts and stuff like that, and everybody feels that they're unique and different, and a part of me just feels like, shit, I thought we were the crazy unique ones that weren't fitting a status quo of fitting to a certain category. We talked about so much wild shit, some very deep, some not deep, some personal, some not personal, but it was so all over the place that it was hard to pinpoint us, and I thought that's what made us and can make us stand out. But because even Michelle Obama now has a fucking podcast, it's just, I do appreciate a lot of people listening to us and continue listening to us. So definitely spread the word out, get us out there. And yeah, that's my soapbox.
That's adorable. You're adorable.
Little
Piece of.
Okay.
I
Thank
think even though, well, I'm not going to comment on your soapbox, but
You can. It's your soapbox.
Ooh, soapbox.
Do it. Do it.
I think
Is he gonna
even though there is
Just look in my face when you do it.
there is an ocean of podcasts, but I think our podcast has floaties, so we're up there. We're good. We're good. We're solid.
Floaties.
You just like floating on top of them, like, yo, bitch, we're here, bitch, stupid ass, fuck you. My soapbox for the week is Fuck the Mavs.
Luca.
Fuck Jamal Murray because he's a piece of shit. Fuck him. I just look at his face and I fucking want to punch him, dude.
Fucking time, dude. He's a punchable face.
Fuck
dude.
Jamal Murray, man. Like
I don't know about fuck
I don't
Jamal
know his
Murray,
personal life. I don't know who he is outside of the court. I'm sure he's an excellent guy,
sure.
but fuck Jamal Murray. I just look at him and I fucking want to
Yeah,
punch
man.
his ass.
Yeah.
Like
So about
fucking
that, dude.
Jamal Murray. Like
swear to God, dude.
there, it's weird because he's not even like he's not even in our hemisphere, but I just see him and I'm like, fuck this dude. He looks so pretentious, and just fuck him. He's a fucking asshole.
You're not even a Laker fan, dude. and I hate
I'm
that
not.
motherfucker, dude. I hate that motherfucker.
Fuck
dude.
Jamal Murray.
I
Anyway,
just see
that's
him-
not my
I
soapbox.
just see him dribbling circles around Lonzo. I just be like, fucking Lonzo, just clothesline his ass.
Jamal
Take back your
Murray,
strength.
piece of shit, motherfucker. Fuck Jamal Murray.
That was a good soapbox. I like that one.
It's not my soapbox.
Oh, was it? Shit.
It's not. Well, it's not the end of it.
Joe
but,
wants complete silence.
oh,
when he
I
does
just
a soapbox.
want Jamal Murray to fucking. I don't want to go as far as like him dying because it's not worth it. But
Damn.
Jamal Murray's is like he looks like if he wins a game, he's gonna look at you like he's some smug type of motherfucker,
Like
and I'm
some
like,
smells
fuck.
funny.
Fucking Jamal Murray, piece of shit. Fuck you. Listen, guys. I need to get a win on Call of Duty soon.
Whoa.
Please.
Play with me.
I haven't gotten dub in a week, and that makes me feel some type of way. But we're trying to get back to some semblance of what normality is. And it's tough because what is it to us individually? Like it's different to everybody. So what I think is normal for some is not normal for others. So in our society, the way we're looking at it right now, because honestly, and if some of you guys don't agree with me, you guys aren't looking at the bigger picture. We're at the bottom of the totem pole right now. Our country has not been able to get a hold of what this coronavirus shit is. And we see the people or the countries we used to make fun of and say, oh, fuck those guys. They're fucking horrible right now. They're succeeding. They're flourishing. Look at Italy. We're when this coronavirus thing started, we were like, whoa, why can't Italy get a hold of it? Oh gosh, it's horrible. Don't let them travel to us because they're fucking looking bad. And now they're flourishing. They're doing incredibly well. So we are absolutely the butt of the joke right now. And what's normal is foreign to us right now. Because we're so diverse as a country, because we have so many different ideas as a country, we have an overall picture of what our country should look like, or what it is. We're a free and open country, America the Great, salute. But right now we're looking pretty divided. And it doesn't look like we're going to get a hold of this shit until, I don't know, maybe after the election. Maybe after the election, all the pieces are going to start coming together, which is kind of sad that we have to wait for this election to actually start getting some semblance of normalcy. Normalcy? Normalcy? Yeah. And it's crazy to me. Like, I don't know. It's just really weird. And I really hope that those of you out there struggling or trying to get the shit together really do get it together. And what sucks the most about it is that not everyone or not a lot of people can help. like because we're all dealing with the same shit. So I really hope. And I mean, if at any point people really start struggling to the point where, they're about to lose their home or about to lose their living situation, they can reach out and say, "Yo, I need some help." And even though, yes, I do speak on homeless people and how I don't have a willingness to help them because I believe that everybody could get out of their rut. At this moment in time, like a lot of people are in that situation. And I don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but shit, I'm more than willing to help people. And we just, at this point in time, we all kind of have to get together and help each other. I'm fortunate enough not to need the help, but I'm also fortunate enough to be able to offer the help. And we all have to look at it in that aspect that if we don't need the help, we should be able to offer the help. And if we can do that, kudos to us, and even more kudos to the ability to be able to do so. Fuck. I'm a little bit tipsy.
That is not what I thought was coming out of his mouth. He said, "Oh fuck!" I was like, "What?" He's drunk.
I'm a little, but you know what? That's what's bringing out the best in me. So, fuck it. I don't care. I love everybody.
Own it.
Yeah.
And I just want us all to get back right.
See what happened right there? He was unsure of what was going on. He was uncertain of his placing in it, and he just fucking owned the shit.
No. What? No,
Hey, what's up?
Bullshit.
What's up?
Big
Ball
shenanigans.
motherfucker.
See?
Shenanigans.
You do have big balls, though.
but-
Damn,
but-
Joe. This
They're
bulge
right
is
here,
like...
baby. They're right here. They're bulging, bitch. But yeah, hey, we're here, and let's try to help each other if we can. If we can't, it's understandable too, because not everyone can help. So
Yep.
let's get there. And if we could get a hold of that, maybe we could get a hold of this imbalance that's happening in our society.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, this has been episode 87 of the None of Our Business podcast. Ray,
Guys,
thank you
yeah,
for coming
yeah.
out, bro. I love you, dude. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Keenan, I fucking love you, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
You're fucking. What are you doing right now?
That guy is A-OK.
That's horrible.
That's pretty... I'm trying to get to that. Doing stuff like that. Yeah. It's trash. It's trash.
Oh, I'm
It's all
sorry.
trash.
I was trying.
Real trash.
I
Like,
was trying, piece of shit.
like,
Fuck you.
take out the garbage on Thursday trash. Like, that's...
Thursdays?
Yeah,
That's
it's
the end of the
Thursdays.
week. What the fuck?
Well, what's it over here? Is it
You
not
want to
Thursdays?
do it in the beginning of the week so you don't have to deal with it.
What are you
Most of
doing,
the
Ray?
week. I don't know.
Trying to get your attention.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway.
I don't know.
Eat your woman out.
Suck your man's dick.
What the fuck is Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess if I have to go with a random thing that I want to say, I'll say be kind to your neighbor.
God damn it.
Do we have another Philly on the show? What's going on, man?
Always got to be so politically correct over here.
Do we restart that? We don't need to restart it. Whatever.
Also, fuck Ja Rule.
Hey, there it is.
Is that better?
Fuck Ja Rule. 50 Cent all day, motherfucker.
No. It's
Oh,
about
shit.
those. What is he? Wasn't he like just making a commercial? We can't do
He made a
this. Okay, we
commercial?
gotta go.
Oh, for fucking
Yeah, for that fucking gyro spot.
yeah, the one right here down the street.
Is it down the
Papa
s-
Christos. Papa Christos.
Is it down the street?
Yes,
I
literally
want
down
some
the street.
now. Fucking Ja Rule. Gold. I take that back, Ja Rule.
Papa Christos. Love you. Bye. Stupid ass.